Hello and welcome to Cinematic Epic. I am your host, Adam, and we are going to have so much fun. Yes, we are. And Cinematic Epic is a game where it's all about the narrative. It's about telling a story. And we tell that story in three primary ways. One, the story that I tell, with the narrative, the NPCs, the choices and decisions that the players have to go through. Two, by the very choices that the players themselves make and as they navigate this open world. And three, the story that the dice tell, and boy can they be fickle. One of the other things that helps set our mood and set our stage is tabletop audio. Tabletop audio is a fantastic way to bring a little bit extra to all of your encounters. Whether you're playing at home or online like us, it's a great, useful tool to have music and audio at your beck and call. So definitely check it out. So normally I would talk about what happened last time in Cinematic Epic, but we have a little bit of a special scene to do as one of our players was not able to attend, but their audience was needed for the decisions of the session. So we're going to go ahead and bring on in Sequoia for a little bit of a throwback scene to something that happened while she split from the party in last week's session. Well, we have all of us here, of course, but only Sequoia is going to be required for this scene in particular. They just get to watch, if you will, as we play through this scene. So to set that, in case someone has not checked out that episode, basically, as the party was going through the city of Vice, there was a point where the rest of the party, Tavish, Lyra, and Epsilon, had to go to one of the districts, but Sean E. and Sequoia went to the burial of Lady Azure. And that is this scene. At first, as Shawnee is taking you through the city of Vice, it's everything that you would expect. However, quickly he starts taking you down different alleyways, and you notice that, though it's subtle, you're going down. But you were already on the street level. It seems like you're going into this subsection. And as you reach this under the street city, you see that there are parts of Vice that have just literally been built over. This very little sanctum that he has brought you to seems wholly alien to the architecture of Vice. There's almost a Ambervalian quality to it, but it seems a touch older than even that. The busy streets of Vice, the noise, the people, it all slips away. Until it is just you and Johnny. And you see his demeanor switch. Gone is this playboy, charismatic, entity that he espouses to be so regularly. And he goes and he sits on the remnants of a small bench, or perhaps a table at some point. It's unrecognizable with the wear and tear that it's suffered through time. And he gestures as if he would like you to sit next to him.
Okay. That's it. I was like, oh, are you waiting for me to... Yeah, okay, yeah.
As you sit, Shawnee... I can tell you're... I know you're upset that I killed Azure. I wouldn't have done it if I didn't have to.
But did you?
She was dead no matter what. it was either all of us die or just her.
Thought you were already dead, though.
If that wasn't for Lavender, I would have been. And for what it's worth, if I didn't kill Lady Azure, then, well, Vito would have killed us right alongside her. It just fit his narrative better that I did it instead of him. I don't even really control this district. I know it may seem that way, but this is all just a front for him.
I'm not surprised. Of course it is.
I need to ask for your forgiveness, but there's something else I have to confess. In a manner of speaking, I'm the number killer.
You? Why?
He opens up his jacket a little bit and pulls down the collar out of his shirt to show, and you see that there's needle marks all over the upper left corner of his neck and shoulder. Well, before I worked for Ronnie, I was in the service of Draven. This is the history of freedom.
What do you mean? What did he do?
See the guinea pig?
He tested it, each iteration, on me. And well, yeah, there's a part of me for sure that I can say I didn't mean to kill those people. It's not like I didn't go back. And then I started working for Ronnie. I thought my luck was turning around, but there's just a quality to it. I just kept going back.
To Draven?
Yeah. Even when I didn't work for him. And I knew what that meant. But
So why'd you go? You were gone. You were done with him. Why go back? And then with Vance, then
I couldn't kick the itch.
you drug us?
No, I did not. I did not drug you or your friends. That wasn't me. I didn't even know that freedom could be delivered that way. That side of it was totally different. It didn't have the same kick to it. It didn't make me, I don't know. It didn't make me want more, but I can't. It's just always there. And then And then I met you. And I don't know, I just hasn't felt the same. That it just doesn't seem as important to me. And so I am begging for you to forgive me. Because I don't know what this world is like for me if you were to hate me. And so I know you all are going to have to leave, and I want to come with you. But first, I need you to choose. Are you going to forgive me? Or not?
I'm telling you, that's your Gabriel, bruh.
When was the last time you saw Draven?
Nobody's seen Draven in, probably about a month or so. The last time the last time I saw him was when we were. It would have been right around when you guys got out of the city. He left in some caravan kind of thing out of the town. I barely even saw him when I was getting to one of the hideouts with Lavender.
And the freedom drug. What do you know about it? Is it still being distributed?
I would be surprised if Draven gave up on it. Doesn't really seem like him. Especially if he got it to the point where it could be in food, water, supplies.
Do you know how to get rid of it?
No. He never would have shared secrets like that with me. I was just a guinea pig. So, I gotta know. Will you forgive me? Can I come with you?
I forgive you. It wasn't your fault. You were under the influence and you were being used by Draven, and that wasn't your fault. I'm sorry that you had to go through it.
Thank you. It's why I want to go with you. I want to show that Shawnee can be something, that the legacy can mean something.
What do you want your legacy to be?
I want to be someone that people can look up to, like they do you.
Good. That's a good answer. You gotta prove it now.
Back to. Yeah, I will. We should get back to the hideout before the others get back. They should be coming back from the district. I can't imagine it took that long. And he takes you back up to through the city to the area in which the party would reconvene as they make their decision to go to the Mud Fort. But we've gone a little out of order with a few things, so it is still time to interact with the rest of our party members and say a little bit of a hello. We're going to get right on into it, and that is going to go straight to Lyra.
Straight to Lyra. Well, no. My name is Alicia. I'm playing the character Lyra. Whew. All right, no, Lyra. I say every time she's a shorty. She's 5'2". She's from Keep Kolok. She is a little flashy, but again, in Keep Kolok, it was a different place. It was different than Ambervale. They were really big on the arts and things of that nature. So as a result, she fights using sound. She can manipulate sound, the sounds that she makes from either herself or sounds that she makes making sounds. Sorry, I drew a blank. But no, knowing the history of Keep Kolok and their relationship with orcs, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little afraid of her in the Mud Fort. I hope she don't. I say I hope she doesn't say the wrong thing, but she might say the wrong thing, and she might need the party here to help her out, because I'm not sure she can help herself or knows any better in terms of them in this situation. So I'm hoping for the best.
Well, I'm going to focus on the Pimp My Ride-esque, we can sound while sounding, and so you can sound while you sound. And not the fact that we have a character who's going to be struggling with some racial tensions. But we've got another character to interact with, and that is the character that we've seen a lot of already this session, but we're going to see a little more of. Sequoia, how are we?
Hello, good to be back. Shut up, Ian. My name is Jasmine. I am playing Sequoia. It always makes me laugh when Alicia says that Lyra is a shorty, because Sequoia is definitely like 4 feet tall. So she's half pixie, has taken over the mantle of Queen of the Forest, trying to live up to that title and do right by her mother's reputation prior to previous events in Ambervale. But now she's got a new mission to try to collect all the Hederas, like Pokemon, I guess, and trying to reunite them and bring back Epatadafos. So she's maybe having Shawnee by her side will be more of a help.
It's the Shawnee legacy, baby.
Not sure when she wants to tell him about that yet, though, because he's still kind of a little annoyed by him. So
I'm just happy that we didn't ditch the character, because I love doing that quote right there all the time.
Oh, I know it.
Next up, he is probably the tallest member in the group, if I'm remembering correctly. He likes to wear armor, and he's debatably alive. It's Tavish.
Debatably alive.
I mean, there's no lie in that.
Yeah. It's true.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Ian, and I'm going to be playing the character Tavish. Tavish is a Duhallan, so he's, twice dead and 3 times risen. He fights with heavy armor and a large sword. As you can kind of tell from that picture, he is the mainline fighter. He stands at 6 foot, so I think he might be tied with Epsilon for the tallest member, but I don't recall if Epsilon was that tall. Tavish is on a quest of vengeance. He's not really concerned with some of the things that he was concerned with before, and he is now here to do what he believes needs to be done. So a little bit of an attitude shift from Tavish. And let's see where that takes him.
Tavish on a new level.
And the ugly.
It's true. He is chasing those demons, and he is on a quest of vengeance. So we will see if Tavish is able to sate those feelings, or if they will consume him. Only time will tell. But we have one more party member to bring on in, and that is our fire-wielding boy himself, Epsilon.
Hey.
The boy.
Boy.
The boy.
Yep. My name is James, and I'll be playing Epsilon today. Epsilon's a half dragon human. He is 6 feet tall. He's got fangs, claws, tail, and horns that crown his head. You know, he fights with fire and sword, although
Yeah.
he ain't got no sword right now. So, going right now it's fire. It's black fire, the Stygian fire, and it's the arcane magic. You know. And he's out here. He's trying to prove what his family could have been, if not for all this bullcrap that has happened. You know, like that, they could have been heroes. You know, if things didn't go the way they went.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. The family could be closer. You know, some people maybe, you know, couldn't have taken different paths and talked about things. Like communication, big issue in your family. That's for sure. A lot of people like to keep things close to the chest. As a little bit of a preamble into this session, again, at the end of last session, the party was given a choice to either return to the King's Summon or be sent to the Mudfort as things has gotten dire. The portal from Vice into the Mudfort proper opens, jagged, ripped, tearing, constantly like twitching closed and then reopening as Anguin is having to beat the very defensive spells of Vice and the Mudfort from Ambervale.
Yeah.
So, here's the important question. Well, before the important question, let's get into tonight's episode.
Yeah, blood in the mud.
As
blood.
this portal is ripping open, the first thing we need to ask is who's stepping through first?
I always thought it was
Tavish is
Savage.
gonna go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, I was like, I feel like Tavish is like the one to. Let's
We're
do
in the
this,
middle.
dude.
Tavish goes first. Fearlessly behind Tavish, Ace looks at Epsilon and goes, "I'll go next, Captain," and hops through the portal.
I'm
As,
going after Ace. I can't allow him to go out there and just start killing people.
Okay.
After that,
As all of you make it through this portal one by one, the sensation of going through this portal is different. Before, it felt like stepping through and just being there. This one, it feels like you're elongated through space. It feels as if your bones are elastic. It feels as if your skin is paper. And then it kind of like snaps back to a feeling of normality as you get to the other side. Immediately, your feet are sloshing in pools of mud, and the city is in duress. Screams echo from all corners from all corners, everywhere, buildings behind you, down the street, alleyways, etc. You hear women, children, all manner of orcs yelling. Some begging, something or things to stop. Others in gas masks, looming in groups, moving from orc to orc, grabbing them and then forcing these masks upon their head as you watch as the recipients of this become docile and then stand up and start helping in this adornment.
What in the world?
Let's get a perception check from our party. Our perception check to beat here is going to be 12.
Not me.
Ain't that some shit? Woo!
I rolled good.
It's not
I believe
me.
that is everyone. I believe that
Nope.
is everyone but Sequoia.
Yeah.
And so the way
Mine
the
is
way I'm going to
fantastic.
flavor that. Yeah. Oh no. So so everyone passes but Sequoia.
Technically, I got
And
a 20.
as the way we're going to theme that is Sequoia, you like walk through the portal and everyone's so much taller than you that you're like, things are happening.
I mean,
Mhm.
I'm
What the
looking
rest
at
of
the
you are
Hold
able
on,
to
guys.
what the rest of you see is up at the Capitol building, Tavish and Epsilon. You both recognize this building as you have been here to the Mudfort. You see that these orcs in these gas masks are like trying to charge up the stairs, and they've got these weird like they're throwing like vials of this gas, they're spraying gas, all of this kind of stuff as they're trying to get up these stairs. At the top of the stairs are orcs like wrapping their faces up with different cloths and leathers and things like that, crossbows, spears, defending the entrance to the capital area. However, it is very clear that they will not be able to hold out for long. The other thing that you notice is that the doors to the cathedral are just eerily open. And so, in all of this chaos, all of this turmoil, you know that you are on a time crunch. You do not have much time to spare here in the Mudfort. So a decision is going to need to be made as the thing that echoes across both Tavish's and Epsilon's mind is that the leaders of the Mudfort are somewhere in this city. And if there's going to be anyone that can help turn a tide of orcs, they are going to be pivotal. And so, as you think to your encounters with the diplomatic and noble Gumby, the ruthless, dreadful, but inspiring Garrock, and the Illuminarch himself, Zuzu, you must decide which of these orc leaders do you seek out in all of the chaos.
I don't even remember who Zuzu is. I don't know who that is.
I don't think
That's the
we
man that
didn't
showed
meet-
me the special
I
magic
think-
fire.
I think
Yeah.
only Tavish and Epsilon met any of these people.
Mhm.
And I was
weren't
like, nah,
there.
this
Okay.
ain't right.
Lyra wasn't
It
even
was
in the
about to have me
party,
looking
we
like
weren't
Shawnee,
there.
that magic fire.
So, wait, is Sean E with us?
Yes.
Shawnee,
So
it
where
is.
did he come through the portal?
This
Sorry,
this
that was just what I
decision-
thought about.
this decision is for
Mm-hmm.
for both Epsilon and Tavish, as they are the only two that have this information. So,
Mm-hmm.
seek
Okay.
Zuzu, seek Gumby, seek Garrock.
Tavish, you know we gotta go after Gumby.
It's either Gumby or Garrock. But I have a feeling we'd have a better time convincing Gumby than we ever could convincing Garrock.
That would require another fight.
It's gonna be a fight either way.
I just mean that we're not gonna have to fight Gumby to convince him. Garrock, we would.
No. True. We'll see if we can find Gumby and Garrock. Let's try to find Gumby first. Garrock will... Wherever there's fighting, we'll find him.
That don't sound like a choice. You gotta pick one.
Aye. We're seeking out
Gumby.
Gumby. Aye? Aye.
Epsilon confirmed. Seeking out Gumby.
Yes, for Gumby. We're going for Gumby.
So
Seeking
what
out
is a
Gumby.
Gumby?
Person.
Gumby is an orc.
Like,
He's one of the
course he
few in the
is.
city that can be reasoned with.
if you say so.
as Tavish and Epsilon exchange their words to decide where the party should begin moving off to. You take but one step forward, and you glance over, and in one of the alleyways of the Mud Fort, you see a pile of supplies. The very supplies that were they're stamped, that they arrived at Ambervale. You remember the shipment. And then you see now something that you didn't notice before. Something that you couldn't have noticed before, as the symbol would have meant nothing to you. But all of these supplies came from Draven's network.
I knew it. That's what he's going to say.
And the shuddering feeling is that all of these orcs are using a weaponized freedom. And on that note, for this session, we have a fun epic encounter. The epic encounter. Oh my goodness, we haven't done one of these in a bit. I'm very excited. So this epic encounter is at the beginning of each turn. Roll in athletics. If you succeed, operate normally. If you fail, you may only make one action this turn. For each additional action, including forced actions, you must roll a resistance check to not be affected by freedom.
Holy shit. Oh no!
Got a quick thing
Got
that
any
I'd
more
like
of
to
those gas
do
masks
before.
around?
I know, right? Shit.
I'd like to do one quick thing before we get too far into everything. Can I go ahead and get my 2 rolls that I can save for later?
Yes.
Absolutely.
A good time to review what you got. Yo. Hey, boy, look at you! Look at you!
Woo!
The new dice is paying off already.
Whew. Okay, so I have a pocket 20 and a pocket 8. Cool, thank you.
Okay.
Let me just note that down on myself. All right. So, as the party kind of settles in, and you make your decision, and you start making your way towards to the capital, is where that's where Gumby has quarters. A group of orcs does turn over to you. You can tell they're screaming and yelling, and their masks different obscenities and aggressive phrases towards the group as they begin to charge. There are 5 orcs charging the party currently.
Mm-hmm.
So let's roll initiative.
Small bullshit.
Now I gotta look at my sheet again.
Hey, look at me.
Do you want to go
yeah.
first?
Let's see here. Sequoia, 19.
Usually a good idea, but
Lyra, 14. 10, 5, 10, 7, 5.
Oh,
Right.
wait. Is that Ace?
Yes, that'll be Ace and the other NPC characters. I'll resolve them all at the same time. And then, of course,
All the
let's get a roll for our orc initiative.
Does Shawnee attack? I was just wondering. I don't know.
Shawnee keep that thing on him. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying he wasn't involved. So
Part
I
of the
wasn't
other NPCs, right?
All right.
I wasn't-
Yeah, so all Ace, Shawnee, and Lavender will all go in the same.
Oh, Lavender's with us too?
Oh,
we got
in the same
Lavender as
turn.
well?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, he's rolling with us.
So
Yo, he's running here with pistols.
it is
Nice.
We got too many
Sequoia's.
purposes.
It is
Bang, bang.
Sequoia's turn first, which means we need an athletics check from Sequoia. The number to beat is 7.
I have a plus
Yeah, a
1
lot of
in
purposes,
athletics
y'all.
too.
Whoo!
Oh, thank goodness.
You are able to like find a pocket of clean air, take a deep breath, and then continue on with your actions without needing to inhale any of this weaponized freedom. So, what would you like
All
to
right. Okay, so you said there are 5 orcs charging us.
do? Mhm. There are 5 orcs charging you, 2 with shields and hand weapons, 1 with a spear, and 2 with just giant mauls.
Wow. Okay.
And we're just kind of like out in the open, right?
Yeah, right now you're just kind of in the middle of a city street.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I remember the last time we were here, the mud kind of like affected me negatively whenever I tried to use its magic.
Mhm.
But I'm a little bit stronger now, and I got a little bit extra Hadera magic.
Very true.
So can I try to manipulate the mud to I want them to like just kind of like wrap around the charging orcs to stop them.
Okay. Let's see it.
But
Oh,
Dang.
booyah!
Heck yeah, that is with a
Yeah.
+1 and with an increased crit range based on the effects you have. The mud, you don't even feel the resistance that you used to feel the last time. The gap in where you were to where you are now is so much different. The mud wraps around at first just their feet, and it kind of like slows their footsteps until it starts creeping up around their knees and around their waists, and they're completely stuck there. All of their attention just is going towards trying to free themselves in vain attempts.
whoa.
I'm going to count that as the orc turn, which would be 17 for initiative, is skipped. So it goes to
Dang.
Lyra. So we need an athletics check for you.
Okay.
What
What was it supposed to be? What was it supposed to be?
7.
No.
Seven.
Okay.
A 7.
Okay. But I get a +1, and I have a 5 in athletics.
Yeah, okay, that's true. That's true. All right, so you are all set. You do pass. Oh,
Look.
Skinny teeth you say, as you're getting there.
actually, so it looks as if for a second, Lyra is gonna like fail to find a pocket, but you note that not only is she able to jump surprisingly higher than you expected, like from her frame and how she typically moves, but also there's this little shimmer of light around her, and she seems to lift just ever so slightly higher as she takes a deep breath and is able to take her turn.
The light, guys.
And
Yeah,
you're looking at 5 orcs. All of them are no longer paying attention to the party, just trying to free themselves.
Do they still have their weapons?
They still have they're trying to like use their weapons to like pry
Because
themselves
my
out. But
first
right
thought
now,
would be, since she did that, would be try to knock their weapons away from them. It's always a sound. It's always a clap, isn't it? To try to like basically knock their weapons away from them.
awesome. Let's see it.
Okay.
The orcs, they're not paying attention. I mean, their focus is down here. The shockwave comes. Their weapons go flying out from their hands. They look a bit dazed themselves. However, it does draw the attention of other orcs, on the streets, as the party is continuing to try to push towards the capital area. There are 5 more orcs heading towards the party.
Damn, guys.
Would you like to do anything else?
Me? Oh God. I don't
No.
remember what you said about the force action, so I don't remember the consequences in this case.
You
I don't
get to
remember what
you
said.
pass the athletic check, so you're fine. You can act on it.
The only other thing I would do is again try to knock them back. If I see them coming, I would try to knock them back.
All right, let's see it. Forced action sound roll to try to attack this the new party of 5 orcs.
Oh, so close, so close.
This new group coming towards you, what you are able to do is you make another sound. Mud flies up, it gets all over their lenses, and so like they have to stop, and they're like cleaning off their gear, so that their charge is broken. And let's head on over to Tavish.
All right.
And with that, we need an athletics check. 7 is the number to beat. A 4 plus 4 is 8, and Tavish is 5.
Look, it's gonna get us at some point. I'm just.
Don't
So
say
you've
that.
you've got 5 orcs still stuck in the mud, and 5 orcs that are currently like blinded, and they're cleaning the lenses of their helmets and masks off.
Tavish would go to intercept the orcs that are still trying to clean their masks off, but not stuck. And Tavish he's just going to go for a kill. He's going to go for either a arm cleft to cut off somebody's arm to prevent them from being able to use it. Actually, you mentioned that there's 5. Which one is closest to me? Like, what equipment do they have is more what I should ask.
Okay, yeah, I was like, Tim. No, the orc closest to you has a flail.
Oh my God.
Not like a crazy fantasy flail, but like more like a threshing equipment flail.
I was gonna say, tell me Tim went back to Ambervale. Jesus.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Tim in a war zone? That's funny. Alright, if he's got a threshing flail, yeah. Tavish is going to approach and go for a at the elbow short sleeve arm cut off. Just
Cool.
slice it through so he can't use it.
Got it. Let's see the attack roll.
Whole new level.
I'm gonna have to have a talk with Tavish later.
Oof.
I'm gonna have to talk to this.
Tavish on some other shit right
So
now.
your
Yeah.
attack is able to swing. You swing in, hitting the target's not that hard. You're not able to quite get that clean slice through. It still bites into their it's flesh, but it's in such a panic cleaning out, trying to clean off its mask. It doesn't see the blow coming, so it has no ability to defend itself. And so you hit the orc hard in its arm. Its arm stays attached. It's bleeding deeply, but the reaction of pain causes it to drop its weapon.
Good. I will force an action. What is the next orc in the group? What are they equipped with?
They had a spear, but they've planted it in like the mud next to them, and they're using both hands to like clean their helmet off.
Tavish would go for a slice to cut the spear in half or break it.
Okay, let's see it. 13. The nature of your blade meeting the wood of this spear rips right on through it. Like the bottom of the spear is still stuck in the mud, and the top just falls. The cut, your sword glides through it so easily.
I will hold my turn there then. No more first
Perfect.
actions. Not going for a third.
Epsilon, and of course, another athletics check.
I got a good old 5 in athletics. Oh God, that one was trying to come through. That one was
so
trying to
so
slide
close. But you're able to get a good breath in. And the battlefield is as it remains. 5 orcs stuck in the mud trying to free themselves. They are making some progress, but they are struggling. 5 orcs that are cleaning off their masks, one of which has dropped their weapon, and Tavish is closer to that group.
So they're 2 different directions, basically, right?
It's a different enough direction that you would call Tavish in one of the groups and not the other, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And the ones he's not in, he's with the ones that are stuck, right? They're like stuck in the ground.
To set your battlefield up fully, he's with the blinded ones, not the stuck ones.
Yeah,
and then
no,
beyond the group that you're dealing with is a group of probably 40, 50, and the crowd is growing towards the Capitol doors.
Okay, I want to go and try to to the group that he's not next to. I want to try and use the arcane magic to try to take their gas masks off while they're stuck in the ground.
Okay,
It's
I dig it. So we're gonna use arcane. Let's see it.
Got a 4 in arcane.
Oh, come on.
Almost was super good.
Almost.
So you try to lift it off all of them, but you're not able to focus on all of them. So you switch to a smaller group. 2 of their masks come off, and you like as their mask is removed, you see that their teeth are pearly white. I mean, like glisteningly so, and the whites of their eyes are deep gray, as they look like in a but like beyond trance, far beyond what you all saw in yourselves when you watched the replay of the night
Who's
that you killed the
controlling them?
enforcer.
Ah.
Would you like to force an action?
I guess I would tell everybody, I guess, about like the teeth. They got freedom. It's the freedom. Just like I don't know, like just confirmation that they're not doing this.
That is the freedom.
You know what I'm saying?
Would you like to force an action?
I
Would that be an action?
want. I'll do another attack.
Mhm.
I'll do an attack where I'm gonna use arcane again. I'm just trying to knock people out, like in the group of people that are stuck, like a. I guess so, like an arcane force, basically. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to kill these people out here.
Let's see it.
Concuss them a little bit.
Okay.
That was real suspicious looking for a second. I was scared.
You're able to like build up a force of like magic around their heads, and they swat at it as if it's like a cloud of flies, and you're able to like pop the force in, and while they're not like knocked out, they're all in a very like dazed sense, and like their ability to even try to get out of the mud is like slowed as they're clearly like heavily discombobulated.
Yeah, put some CC on them.
We'll go Ace first. Ace runs out of the group towards Tavish, and while he's running, he's like, "Captain, are we fighting to kill or not?"
Only if you have to.
And we are going to need an
God.
athletics check for Ace. He has.
Oh shit. He has a 3. Oh,
Hey, that's my boy.
Thankfully, he rolled a
look at
9.
that.
He's good.
That's a 6.
Yeah, but
And,
plus 3, 9. So he's good.
Okay.
See, look, both answers are correct. He runs past. I'm sorry. What did you tell Ace?
Only if he has to.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "All right, Cap," and he looks and he
Oh,
sees that Tavish is trying to like disarm, and so he's like steps next to
Literally.
Tavish and he holds out his hand and starts trying to heat up the weapons in their hands so they drop them. And so let's see his roll for this.
Okay. Okay. Damn.
Yes.
He's
That is his number of the
trying.
day.
He's
Pretty much.
trying, but and like you can tell that they're like and they like switch hands, like it's uncomfortable but not unbearable. Next we're gonna check with Sean E. So we're gonna get an athletics check for Sean E. His athletics is only 2 though.
I'm over here like, look, he has freedom resistance, guys.
Yeah, clearly he does. Like, look at that. You see that? He's just like,
Yeah,
not
you gotta look right there. All
Build
of
up
his
a tolerance.
resistance.
Shawnee steps forward and he sees what Epsilon's trying to do, and so he starts like weaving a slight like bardic arcane like fusion in the air, and he is attempting to put like little screens in front of the orcs' faces to distract them.
Fancy.
And let's see how it plays out.
Legacy, baby. That's all it says on the screen. Is just him doing that.
I like
bunch
it
of times.
though. Look at that.
Oh, look at him. Literally is just like
These little arcane images appear in
little
front of the
freedoms
orcs,
on their
and it
freedom. Look
is
at that.
it's around his kind of content and feel where it's like, what's going on? It's Shawnee! And some of the orcs are able to like wave their hand and smack the illusion aside and like dissipate it. But there are orcs in the group who, as they clear their lenses, like seem to fall into a stupor and just like begin watching. So 2 of the 5 orcs over there are stopped. So there's the 2 that Ian disarmed, and then 1 other one left over in that group. And last but not least, Lavender. Lavender is going to roll his athletics. Lavender has a 4 in athletics.
Lavender just be shooting too.
Blasted.
Yeah,
I know
right.
he's gonna start blasting.
Indiscriminately,
That's
just
not a
bow, bow,
blasting.
bow, bow. Literally.
Lavender takes a step so he's not like shooting through Ace or Tavish. Takes aim and tries to shoot the weapons out of the weapon out of the hand of the last orc. Let's see.
Okay.
This is disarming and not
Trying to be
just-
cool.
Slang.
He winging somebody. He winging somebody.
He shoots and he can tell like in the chaos he's not gonna hit like the small target, so he flicks over to the major part of like center mass of the orc rather than just shooting blindly into the crowd, and he hits the orc and that one orc just slumps over. So it's the 5 orcs that are heavily concussed and then the 2 orcs that are disarmed that are like cleaning off their masks. And that takes us back to Sequoia.
I'm like, can we? Are we just trying to?
One of
clear
the
a path?
thing before we go into the next round, one of the things that the party does take notice is that like right now they're not making great progress, and more orcs are flooding
I
up
was about to
towards
say.
towards the capital. The group at like the capital like entrance now is around 80, and the defenders are losing more and more ground.
Yeah, we gotta go.
So we need to push forward. Okay, so you said there's still the ones that
do
are
we
stuck
know
in the
which
mud?
direction we're going?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a good question. Do we know which way we're supposed to be going?
The only thing that you know is that when Tavish and Epsilon were talking, that after Tavish went, we're gonna go for Gumby, that he started stepping forward, which is towards the direction of the capital.
Okay. So you said
Where
there's
the
the.
80 fuckers are.
So you said the 5 that are stuck are still stuck.
Yeah, there's 5 that are like they're like in a stupor, like they can't even like move to try to free themselves from the mud you trap them in. There are 2 in front of Tavish. Both of them are currently disarmed. And then there's the growing horde of orcs at the entrance to the capital.
Okay. So I want to again try to manipulate the mud, but have it kind of like move, and so that it kind of like sort of like flushes all of the orcs that are in front of us away to kind of clear a path for us to move.
Do you mean the 7 orcs that are considered still engaged with you, or do you mean you're attempting to start to mess with the group of 80?
No, the ones that are closest to us, the 7.
Okay. Let's see it.
Sheesh.
Oh, sorry. And of course, an athletics check.
Don't forget that.
Can't forget that.
Oh.
And you are more than fine, as 7 is still the number to beat. And let's see that roll for splitting these orcs and getting them out of your way.
Like parting the sea.
Right?
No.
Damn.
On to
No.
number 9.
Manipulating the orcs that are concussed is very easy. They're already wrapped up into mud, and they don't even put up like a fight. So you just kind of slide them over to the side and kind of like pack the mud against one of the buildings. Like, there they go. That'll.
Like take a
Um,
nap.
We just stay there
Um,
for a second, okay?
And so half of the way would be cleared.
Okay. What's to do
Would
with the
you
force
stand-
action again?
What's up?
How do I do?
Oh, so
what's the-
if you pass the athletics check, you act normally.
Okay.
You're good.
and I can do a force action as well.
Yes, you can still move and do a forced action.
Okay. So I'm going to
Dup, 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 dup.
You mean to the other ones, like, so the other ones that are not
they
like
so-
days, are they the
There's
ones that have
only
like
there's two in front of Tavish. They
Yeah,
don't have
two
weapons, but they're the only two that are like in the fight. The other ones are watching Shawnee's illusion.
Okay. Okay. So for the 2 by Tavish,
Do we even need to worry about them? I feel like Tavish got it, but I don't know.
either. So okay,
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
would-
gonna start heading towards
Gotcha.
like
Perfect.
just walking forward.
Heading over to Lyra.
I feel like I know you
Athletics.
said, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
All
We're
right, good. And what are we doing?
I was gonna say, I know there's a lot in front of us, but I feel like, because she said exactly what I was going to attempt to do, and basically like part the green sea of orcs in front of us, and see if we
Okay.
can get there.
You're talking about the 80 or the?
We gonna try. I'm gonna try to see what I can get in there. I want to try to part the green, and we can just sprint off in that bitch. Cause
All right.
I'm
Let's,
not gonna fight
let's-
80.
Let's see it.
Jesus Christ! I'm up this bad. So what does that count as?
You
Something
have
like
a
18.
plus. Yeah, so you have a +1 for sound, and then your crit range isn't, and then your light of Thespis would be +1 as well. Yeah.
So 18.
So 18.
Okay.
And so this ripple of sound, it's not like a massive corridor or anything like that, but like they're facing away from you, and you see them all get like pushed and shuffled aside to the point where there is kind of a hallway through the orcs.
Again.
All right,
Again.
let's see it.
We're moving, but I mean, like, we gotta keep moving. So again, I'm like,
Oh my god. You better do something.
what can I
Better
do?
do something.
I don't know
So-
what I can do.
As you let out this second attempt, because you see the effort, you're like, oh, if I could split them more, that could be even better, and we can all just make it through this hallway. It's perfect. And so you send out a second spell. This one slightly too hasty before you're able to realign yourself to what you're trying to do. And instead of being this more gentle push, it's violent. Orcs get sent flying in directions, smashing against like nearby buildings, things like that. However, their glass vials that they were throwing at the adversaries up the Capitol begin to break all over, and these clouds of smoke begin drifting across the streets.
Oh shit.
At the start of the next full round, so this will not affect those that still haven't taken their turn, but at the start of the next round, it is no longer a 7 for the athletics check. It is now a 10.
Fuck.
Really done goofed.
However, the gap
Hey, I was
between the
trying.
orcs going into the capital is larger.
I bet. Shit.
And so next up, we've got Tavish.
Gotta keep
And so
moving,
we're going
guys.
to do an athletics check for Tavish right now. Tavish, you are on the 7, not the 10, because that starts, I think, beginning of the next full round.
Oh, good.
You are fine.
Good.
So the 2 next to me are still struggling, even though
Yeah,
one's got no.
their lenses are cleared off, and they're like going to make attacks upcoming.
I'm over here like, you see the tunnel, you better make a break. Slice, dice, and roll.
Would they be taking forced actions if I run away from them? Move past them, just ignore them? No?
No, they would not be taking forced actions.
Okay.
I feel like even though
Well,
he's on another level right now. He ain't gonna want to leave us to go up there by ourselves either.
Well, I can handle these two if you want, Tavish. That way you can head up with the party.
Oh, Boo.
He's trying to take my Mervis away.
Because we don't know what we're doing. We just know we were supposed to be going towards the
So what you got,
capital,
Tavish?
so that's where we're going. We don't know shit.
My Mervis alone.
Tavish will pardon me. I'm just looking at some of my. I'm going to trake for it and go towards the capital. Is this an instance where I can use the lucky to give me an increase to my die trying to get away? Is that how lucky works? The perk lucky.
So in this, like, you're not close enough for them to be able to attack at you or make any sort of forced actions out of initiative. If you would like to attempt to roll a athletics check to run like faster, further, and kind of like get back to the front of the group, that would be doable.
I think that's what I will do.
Perfect.
Roll.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're going to see an athletics check for Tavish to assert his way back to the front of the group. We're going to call Tavish was already positionally a little bit ahead of the group, so getting back to the front shouldn't be the most difficult thing. We're going to call this a 9. 9 to beat with athletics to get back to the front of the group.
How fast can Tavish run?
run?
And Tavish,
Run,
looks over at Ace and then takes off to get back in front of Lyra and Sequoia as they make their way towards the capital entrance. Over to Epsilon.
I want to.
No, athletics check for you. This is still at 7.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Okay, the Joel is lurking around the corner again. I think it should be fun. I would like to take a moment and, like, I guess, like, rip some cloth off, like, my sleeve or something like that.
Oh.
To, like, tie around my face, help with running around in this dang smoke.
Gotcha.
Like, just. Yeah, and then I want to go and I guess do I have to pass these people that Ace is like interacting with to get with everybody else?
Since Sequoia moved the one group over, you're able to, like, half the street is cleared.
All right, it's like, let's go, Ace, and I'm just gonna start running. I want to use
Athletics as well.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we're gonna say it is a 13 to get like next to Tavish, but only an 8 to get up to Sequoia and Lyra.
Okay.
That's me.
Well.
So you're because he was positionally already ahead of you. You're not like shoulder to shoulder with Tavish, but you are closer to Tavish than you are Lyra and Sequoia.
Okay.
All right, let's see Ace's athletics.
Just leaving us in the
Come
dust,
on,
guys.
Ace.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Fine.
Ace begins to like run with the group, and he like turns back and he throws just like a wave of fire at the two standing orcs. Nothing that's
shit.
like trying to like set them ablaze or anything, but enough that gives them like they're accosted. They're not just like turning and running after the group. So let's see his little fire wave.
Okay.
That's right. That's my son.
These two orcs, they get singed, they get burnt. Their lenses like fog up and like blacken from the flames. The both of them have to like start taking their masks off, and they're patting themselves down, and they're not paying attention to the party at all. regardless of if the other two NPCs were to fail their athletics, they would only be taking one action, which is to be moving with the party. So their turns can just be flipped over. So we head into our next round here. There is a gap still in the orcs, so the party may attempt an athletics check to just
keep running,
keep up pace, and make it all the way through.
Might as well.
The athletics check to do so is going to be a 13.
I thought you said it was 10. Oh, never mind.
That's for the
To make it through.
Yeah, chill out. So, a 13 to beat, and we're going to go ahead and keep our... Actually, you know what? This one, we're going to have the party roll all together, and then we'll do our NPCs separately. So this is... let's get an athletics check for the party. 13 is the number to beat.
Oh. I can't see them all.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Well,
my
wait.
goodness. They
all did
all
it?
pass.
Wait,
The
I was
whole
like, wait, I have an
passes.
extra in athletics, so yeah.
We made it.
The party is making it through. However, let's see if those dang NPCs are good enough. So let's start off
The Mervis
with Ace.
The Mervis.
Fuck.
No, my Mervis.
What do you have in athletics?
Only a 3.
Shit.
Let's see for Shawnee.
Mervis number 3.
Fuck!
Jeez.
Evil Mervis.
And
See, and I feel
let's
like he
check
was good at running. What happened?
for Lavender.
Policeman Mervis. Wow, he got no conditioning.
Bruh.
Lavender he doesn't run after perpetrators, he just shoots after them.
So the party, you all get to the top of the stairs, and you're like so the orcs that are defending. They see Tavish and Epsilon, though they recognize Epsilon more because of Tavish's new armor, and they're like, "The heroes from Ambervale, quickly!" As you turn back, though, you see the tide of orcs about to engulf your NPCs. Is there any actions anyone would like to take?
I am gonna
The
use
smoke coming in.
We can't.
the power of the Force, the arcane force. I'm trying to hold back the tide to give them time to run up here.
All right, rolling on arcane. You said.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Oh,
Gotta try. We can't. Oh.
you know what? That's pretty good. That's
You know what?
pretty
It's
good.
still better.
This little pocket of arcane goes like and pops outwards. The inspiration for Epsilon comes from that moment he saw Mervis. The slightest little difference, and how much room and space it created for everyone. The smoke clears out away from the group. The vials, ranged weapons being hurled at them are redirected. The nearby hands and arms and hooks trying to grab onto them are sent aside. And so they start trying to make it up up the stairs. However, there is a second wave of people trying to reach at them with like spears and pikes and weapons that were harder to deter. Would anyone else like to attempt something? Otherwise, Epsilon is into forced actions.
I feel like I would. Again, I'm over here like I'm trying to push them back.
Yeah.
We gotta help. We gotta
I'm
help.
I
buddies
look like
here.
I want to try to again use the mud. Use
All
the
right,
mud to our
let's see.
advantage.
Let's see it from Lyra and Sequoia.
We can't leave them. If we
What did I get? I can't.
Oh my goodness, the drama.
I can't.
Oh my god.
Ah.
You start to try to like get the mud up, but then this like pop of sound happens, and the mud you were gathering is like slopped over into the sides. But it is enough that they are making it up the stairs. They're so close. But the orcs behind them are taking aim with crossbow and bow and the next salvo of throwing weapons that they are still in range for. Is there anyone that would like to do something for Lyra, Sequoia, and Epsilon? These would be forced actions now.
I am going to
This
force an
is
action.
Tavish.
Oh, Tavish, what's up?
Oh.
This is where I'm going to use this with Tavish. Tavish has a 3 in Wild Faith. I think this is going to be the time where he tries to use it to cover them on, like, the backside, like, to help push them in and forward.
Push them closer to you?
Flavor what Tavish is attempting to commune with.
Tavish is attempting to commune with Yapatadaphos.
Oh, fun.
Okay. Let's see it. Let's see what this roll is.
Sequoia just starts glowing.
I was going to say, I was like, isn't that technically me?
See, like, wait a minute.
There is an interesting kind of whispering feeling around the party for a second, with a touch of a sinister undertone. As for a second, this power begins to kind of manifest, but it like gurgles in a sinister mocking, as if there's another force here more connected to these types of magic than the lessons in which that Tavish has picked up.
Wait a minute now.
So what does that mean for NPCs?
Yeah.
The NPCs
I know.
the NPCs are still in danger.
Okay.
I'm going to.
I was gonna say, if he
Give me
doesn't, I'm
one
gonna,
second before you do your next one. Let me just note that down. So
that they're still in danger.
no, the other part.
Let me write this down. Yep,
All right.
still in danger.
So,
Got it.
so like Tavish, like as an example, like at first, like you're like, this is new to me. I've never really tried to like interact with this before. It feels alien to like your body in general to try to like touch this type of like magic and faith. As what is what is Tavish even believe in these days, really? But as you kind of try to like connect it with this idea of the stone tapestry and the Yapatadaphos and the Shattered Pantheon, you're like, I know this type of magic is possible and I'm going to try. And that's when you feel that like there's another presence within the mud fort itself, and the rudimentary connection that Tavish is like working on and building is engulfed by this larger entity that you feel like tremor, not just like around you specifically, but throughout like the mud fort proper.
Gotcha.
I would
So
like
now, throwing axes, crossbows, bows, etc., being prepared.
Move into forced actions.
I'd like to do my one free force to.
Ooh.
I want to make an arcane, try to make an arcane shield just to behind them, just to block them from these projectiles.
Okay,
The projectiles will hit the flame shield and just turn to ash. Shit.
let's see it.
Holy fucking.
Oh,
Dang,
God.
boy.
Wait, your bracers!
No, they don't
Those-
exist anymore.
They don't exist.
Yeah, they're
They
gone.
anymore.
They're gone. They're
No.
gone. He
They
died
got
and they're gone.
toasted and roasted up.
As
Can I still?
yes, in 1 second. So, like
Okay.
Tavish does this, the party feels this sinister, like gurgling, this mockery. Epsilon then raises his hand and he's like, "Then I'll do it." And he goes to like have this arcane berry. It's just an explosion of force and magic. In fact,
Oh,
let's get a calamity roll
Oh,
here.
no.
We haven't done one of those this session, and those are always
not.
fun. The higher, the better. The lower, the better for me. So the closer to 30 is what the party wants. I want to.
I have to start using fire. That's all it is now. And that is pretty good. That is not bad at all.
The level of mud that was still present from Sequoia's spell that was getting rekindled by Tavish's attempt created ever so slightly a barrier that when this arcane maelstrom popped and exploded, instead of hitting the rest of the party or NPC followers with the same force as it does the other orcs, they are sent harmlessly flying up towards the party, other than the fact that they all face plant into the mud and slide and stuff like that. However, the orc group behind is decimated. Limbs, bodies, torsos, like viscera in just this gore storm. As dozens of orcs are just laid to waste.
But they made it to the top of the stairs.
They get up to the top, and the like Shawnee and Ace and whatnot gather with the party, and you can head into the Capitol building.
Well, let's just go in and slam the fucking doors behind us. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, are we good though?
I feel like there's definitely a moment of Epsilon looking back, just like, oh.
It's not what he wanted. It's not what he wanted to do at all.
Just a long look at the trail of destruction I just left.
As the party runs through the capital area, Tavish and Epsilon lead the way. Everyone else is just frantically trying to follow them. You slide into down one of the hallways, literally, like, as you're running at such speed that the quickest way to maneuver is to just let yourself drift almost as you continue to run, barging in to Gumby's chambers, where you see a wounded Gumby. He's clutching his shoulder, his arms down at his side. A Galatrax wheels around to protect him, but he sees that it's the party. I did not expect us to have friends. It's great to see you all.
Great to see you too, Galatrax.
How's it going?
I
What
can't
wounded
say
him?
too well. We were ambushed in the streets. We barely got him inside. As he speaks, though, you hear the front entrance of the Capitol give way. You can hear the footsteps of the oncoming hordes begin to echo down the hallways. Within but a few seconds, orcs start clamoring at the door that you're at. The NPCs, Shawnee, Ace, and Lavender are barely able to get the door closed, and the door rattles under each hit as this tide of orcs is mere inches away from you on the other side of such a simple barrier. And then a pop and a sizzle, and then this arcane portal, this torrent, begins to tear itself into reality. You can tell it's magic of some sort of Anguin's design, but it feels more manipulated. It feels more urgent. And then these arcane snakes-like hands, almost like the cape that he wears, start reaching out from the edge of the portal and attempt lunging and latching on to the party and everyone in the room. Does anyone attempt to do anything?
Can I
only the party?
This magic?
Yeah, it would be grabbing the seven of you plus Galatrax and Gumby.
Okay.
So everyone.
So everyone in
Right.
this room is being grabbed. Okay,
Mhm.
cool.
Okay.
Can I insight this magic? That is it actually
Sure.
Anguin's as it seems?
Let's give an insight.
I got
We're
a
gonna
big
say
0 in insight.
we're gonna say
Oh my
the
God.
number to beat is 8.
Got a big old 0 in
Zero.
insight.
I didn't think about adding
That's
insight.
a big old
Damn.
one right there.
So much for that.
Hey guys, that's Anguin for sure. Who else
I
has
have-
smack magic like that?
I have sense motive. Can I?
There is not a motive to sense. The spell itself
Yeah.
would not give off an energy like that. So, any reactions to it? 5, 4.
Any
Three?
study arcane to be able to understand
Let's see
the
it.
intent. It's just to try and pull us back, is my presumption.
Study arcane. 10 to beat.
Assume so.
14.
Oh, Blair.
Yes. What you're like whatever these tendrils are based on what you know of the arcane. The intent would be that these are going to grab you and pull you into the portal.
That's all we know.
Can we sense where the portal is from?
Don't sound like it.
No. As the portal has opened horizontally rather than vertically.
Tavish will prepare his sword and just kind of wait for it to pull him through.
Gotcha. Any
All right,
objections to
Sequoia's
being grabbed?
getting her daggers out, ready.
I don't have daggers. I
Perfect.
got hands.
Cut my hands.
It's these hands.
Fire.
Yeah, she's hands.
As the party plus Galatrax and Gumby are torn through this portal. Again, the magic feels so much different than it has in the past. You feel ripped through space, ripped through time. For the briefest of moments, you feel yourself in both the mud fort and wherever you're heading. And then all of a sudden, each of you slap down onto your knees, your hands, deep in more mud. You hear the sounds of carnage, of battle breaking out all around you. As you look up in front of you, you see this hulking figure of a man, horns
Jesus
adorning
Christ.
his head, holding up a hero, holding up Miles Maceborn Duncan.
Damn.
You are going to have but a moment to act as quick as possible. But before you get to roll that dice and make that reaction, we are going to go on a 5-minute break. I think it's really important that the party has 5 minutes to think about what they want to do as they enter this new scene. This scene in which they have been pulled through a portal and a hero lie helpless
We just
in a
let this shit
villain's
happen.
clutches.
Is it a
So we'll see you in 5 minutes and to see what the party does. We'll be right back. And welcome back. I am Adam, your host and game master, and we've had a lot of fun this session so far, running around the streets of the Mudfort, barely resisting the temptations of freedom. We had some relatively close calls. The entire NPC support group had to be saved by efforts from legitimately the entire party. And what is this mysterious force that Tavish felt while trying to commune with his newer connection with wild faith magic? The party then proceeded into the Capitol building, where they were able to get to Gumby, where Galatrax stood guard, the son of Garok. The party then was torn through a portal, presumably by Angoin, but that is yet to be seen, and they are thrown back into the mud, into a place that, albeit feels familiar, but as their vision blurs and they try to figure out what's going on, they see a figure. And on that note, let's bring our party back in, as they all have to make their decisions on how they want to interact with the situation. So standing there before you, as each one of you is trying to push yourself out of the mud, the sun glaring in your face far more than it did before, you see this hulking figure holding Miles Maceborn.
I told you!
Aloft.
I told you guys!
He holds him aloft. In his other hand, his weapon begins to crystallize over with ice, but sparks of lightning as well start to rip off of its blade as he prepares to swing and cut Miles Maceborn in half. If
I'm going
a party member would like to make a reaction here, they must first pass a reflex test of 14.
Mm.
I got a good old 5 in reflex. I'm trying to interact with this.
4.
All
Yeah.
right, let's
Can you just
roll
roll
for the
everyone?
party.
No.
I got a 1 in reflex. Boo.
He said 14.
14 is the number to beat.
Is that a
One of y'all just messed me up. One of y'all messed me all the way up. One of y'all pushed my dice over there like that. That's messed up, man.
Ooh,
Well,
well, I
Tavish
Tavish's
is
made
new
it.
dice is going ham.
I made it.
Tavish's
So
new dice is going ham.
Tavish and Lyra are the only two that pass this test. Tavish, you got the 20, so we'll defer to you first. He's holding Miles. His weapon begins to swing.
Tavish immediately gets up and starts running. How much taller is this hulking figure than Tavish?
Based
It's
on
big enough
how
to hold up Maceborn.
based on how easily he's holding up Maceborn, you would imagine he's somewhere in the 9 to 11 feet tall.
Okay.
Sequoia's over here like,
This nigga's a tree. Those aren't antlers, those are branches, bruh.
Tavish is going to go, and I'm going to do kind of the same thing that I attempted to do the first time, and that is to cut off the arm of this creature at the elbow to prevent him from being able to swing his weapon properly. I'm aiming for the arm that is holding his weapon,
Okay.
not the one holding Maceborn.
That makes sense.
And I'm going to go ahead and drop the natural 20 that I rolled from earlier in the session
hey.
to guarantee
Oh.
not only the crit.
The hit. Woo.
As you the best way to describe I'll describe this in twofold. First, the cinematic. The cinematic, you run, you slide in. Again, you're accustomed to moving on the mud. You were just in the mud fort. You bring your weapon up and you begin to slice down towards his arm. The strike is perfect. It's a 20. It's a crit. Now, mechanically, as your blade swings through the air, a haze activates around this entity, this magical twitch of energy. The only reason you even recognize it is because of this black flame you've seen Epsilon use and the black magics that you saw Upsilon use. And it is almost as if the critical aspect of your attack is removed. And so we're going to roll on D30 for our monstrous foe, as this 20 is coming at him. The blow is still strong. It's still good, and you're still able to catch him right above. Like the elbow. You watch as the blade like slices deep and collides with his bone, and you feel your blade grind across his bones, and it stalls out his attack. He's still holding Maceborn, but his weapon is no longer able to like continue moving forward. As your blade leaves his flesh, though, you see immediately like where the wound is. It just starts to stitch back together in ice, in static.
Okay.
Also, real quick, there's a roll we also have to do, and this one is a fun one, so I want to do it.
Fun for whom?
Okay.
Let's roll a study religion for Tavish.
Because of my
And a 22 is the number to beat.
Wow.
I can beat a 21. Oh man, it's so close.
Dang.
So close, but yet so far. What the party sees is as he pulls his blade back, and like Tavish's blade like is off to the side, and he's like looking up at his opponent. For the merest second, you see his blade spark to life with like 4 or 5 types of different magic that like seem to echo and splinter. Epsilon, you would note that some of these magics seem familiar to this black fire that you yourself can wield. And Lyra, you still get your reflex. So Tavish has stopped to the swing. This monstrous foe holds aloft Miles in one hand, and his other hand is down by his side. Tavish is being loomed over by this creature. Now that Tavish is so close, it's easier to get a true gauge on height. This creature stands double Tavish's height. This creature stands at 12 feet tall.
Jesus Christ.
That's 3 times your size. Little
I
squirrel.
know. Jesus.
It's like the trees in the forest I used to climb.
Well, I mean, I guess me being me, what I think she would probably try to do is try to go low, because I mean he's big, so he should fall hard, right? Right?
Perfect. So we're sound to try to knock him over?
Yeah, to go low to see if we can.
Let's see it.
Like the tree that he is. Fuck me. That was awful.
Nice try.
He still has to resist it. He's going to use his sturdiness, and he is going. So he's going to roll.
What?
8 is the
10?
number. 8 is the number to beat on his D30.
Did a 1.
Look at that.
Did a 3. Oh,
Yeah, those terrible guys.
As he kind of like slides a little bit back from Tavish, so there's like about like a half step between the two of them now. And before we roll initiative, in his clutches, Miles looks and goes,
Oh my god.
"Oh hey, Tavish, Oi,
Where's
is that you?"
Matilda?
Right?
Not in his hands.
Can
That
I
explains
force an inspiration to Miles Maceborn Duncan?
You're always welcome to try. Let's see here. We'll
Do you want
say
me
to force inspiration, we'll say the inspiration number to beat is, we'll roll first, and then I'll have you. I'll ask you what you would attempt to say. The number to beat in his state is going to be a 14.
Okay,
Damn.
Tavish.
All right. So
Tavish,
Tavish,
new
what
dice.
does Tavish say?
Inspire on.
Hi, lad. It's me. I never thought I'd see you get whumped by something so large. Come on now. If you die today, who's gonna take care of Matilda for you? You know I'm not gonna be able to take her home and take care of her. Come on, lad! On your feet!
I mean,
Noted. Let's go ahead and get initiative.
am I the only one that imagined his feet in the
God.
air and that like he had?
Why
him
is it
by
gotta
the
roll a
feet?
2?
Why did we
Why-
it was
why
rolled
am I
so
first
terribly?
again? Why am I first again?
Yo,
Bruh.
All okay. And let's get one for our massive assailant,
wow.
D30.
Derek, force a 1, Derek. Derek, force a 1.
What?
Right?
What? Get out of here!
God, Derek.
Get out of here!
You win.
That's right.
Look. Look, a
We
30
need to
for
pay him more, I
initiative.
guess.
That's better
I
than a
don't
30
know
for
what the
attack,
deal is.
alright? You gotta accept that.
That's
Just
true.
accept it.
Okay.
That's true.
So, the
Let that be
hulking
last
figure
one.
is going to first just attempt to crush the shoulder of Maceborn Duncan. So we're going to get a strength check for him. The number to beat with his D30 is a 16. A 16 to beat. He does have a +5 to this.
Of course he does.
Yeah, 'cause, you know.
Oh. You hear bones begin to crack and armor begin to like rent, but he's not able to muster enough force to like truly split or like crush the overall shoulder. So instead, he just chucks him into a building. Let's roll a calamity for Maceborn slamming into this building.
I was gonna say, oh.
He's
Oh
gotta
my
stay
god.
alive for
Holy
Matilda.
shit.
As long as it wasn't that skull, bruh.
Yeah, I mean, it was
As,
still better than that Ken's too. So
As he throws Maceborn off into a building, Lyra, it snaps into your mind where you are. You're home. You're in Keep Kolok. You know that window that Maceborn's head goes flying through as
my
he
God.
lands into this music, like this music outlet. You hear the lutes and the drums get bashed and broken as he collides with them inside the building. And that's when
Stop
the
doing him
horror
like that.
hits you. As you look around, this looming threat of this monstrous creature, but all around you, people are running for their lives. Guards are desperately trying to fight against this orcish onslaught, only unlike the orcs that you just left in the mud fort. None of these orcs wear masks. None of their teeth are that white. None of their eyes that gray. And yet they charge forth all the same, slaying those that would be in their way and casting down the defenders of both Ambervale and Keep Kolok as the defense is hastily made. But back to the matter at hand. He holds his hand up aloft, and this bolt of lightning begins to freeze into place. And then he attempts to just slam it point blank down into Tavish. So we are going to roll. We will roll first the attack roll, which is going to be a D30, and he does have rank 5 in his attack here, and then we'll go to Tavish's armor bonus in a second.
good shit.
But luckily, he's rank 5 in this attack. So he's going to go ahead and use Mastery.
Please be worse.
Technical difficulty.
Anticipation.
This is not the time to mess with the dice.
he ain't never rolling that dice. Did not. That's not a real one.
He rolled a
That's not
d20
real.
there. Not
Yeah,
the
that's
Yeah, he
we'll
knows.
yeah.
You know he knows. He's like, dang it. Do what I want you to do.
So it's just yes, this is mastery level 2. My apologies. Yes, you're right. So this is a d20 because it would be a d10 for anyone else. And so yes, got it. Yep. So
I
the
said
attack
it up. I
comes.
was right.
The attack comes hurtling down towards Tavish. Tavish does have an armor rating of 8, so we will add that to his d20 roll here. And Tavish.
I will also use the 3 times a day. I can increase my armor rating by 1, so it will be +9 instead of +8.
Gotcha. Let's see it.
Might as well.
There you go.
And so a 19 total to the 21 of the hulking monstrosity's attack, as a 10 on the previous d20 was cutting out the bottom 10. Tavish is able to just barely get his guard up in time for this weapon. He doesn't fully understand how he's even supposed to attempt to block it. It seems like both a physical attack and also something cast and sheathed in arcane mystery and magic. But nonetheless, his blade meets the spell, shattering the tip of it. The blunt aspect of it slams down into Tavish's armor, and you go sliding backwards in the mud, your armor electrified, and the mud around you begins to freeze into a hardened dirt. And he will hold his remaining action as we go to Sequoia.
Okay. So the monster is he's just kind of Tavish is just kind of holding off his attack right now.
Tavish has been pushed backwards by this attack. Tavish is probably about 10 feet away from the creature now.
Okay. And I realize that we're no longer in the mud fort, right? That the mud around
Yes.
is just regular.
Mhm.
Okay, so I can use that with my earth magic. So I want so what is the terrain exactly? I know you said there's mud around, but what else is it just muddy?
It's
the
it's like muddy because of how much the roads have been broken up, and you can tell that this you're in the siege, in this city, which you're fairly confident now is Keep Kolak, after it had already been attacked by siege equipment. So buildings are destroyed, there's rubble upturned, and so there's stone, there's mud, there's water, there's fire, it's just a kind of a ruined city.
Okay, so I want to use my earth magic, and I want to I kind of want to just have the ground kind of open underneath the monster, and just to kind of have him just kind of envelop him, create a little just a underneath him, so that he can basically just to lose his balance and catch him off. Try to
Let's see it.
Yeah.
We're dropping a sinkhole underneath this man?
Yes, sure I am.
So that is quite a formidable roll. We will see how far he falls. He will roll a sure foot. He'll roll on his Constitution sturdiness.
I have a +3 in Earth Magic, so it's basically 20.
And so let's see it on his D30, his sturdiness.
Wait, what did I get? Did I go 16? Okay, so I got a 19 then. Okay.
You're able to he has to jump backwards to not fall in it, and he's able to land, but he's now separated by a good he was already about 10 feet away, so now he's about 20-ish feet away from Tavish, having jumped and slid backwards to avoid the pit opening up. Would you like to force an action?
Yes. Did he land on his feet when he jumped away?
Yes.
Or is he kind of okay, well, crap. Okay. So I want I want to like create like what are those things called? It's kind of like a spear sort of thing that made out of the mud that comes out to kind of like stab him.
Cool.
But it's like
Let's
a
see it.
sharp like
Like a spear kind of mud coming up. Yeah.
yeah.
Got.
No. Okay.
The spear kind of juts up, and you've just misjudged the distance from like where you are, and it just stops short of him. And we go to our Ace and all of them, their turn. Ace is like, Captain, are we still not fighting to kill?
We do what we have to do, Ace. But yeah, no, it's not my turn. But yeah, that's it. That's just we do what we have to do, Ace.
Freaking kill it.
Ace looks over and goes, "You may be one of Captain's brothers, but you ain't Captain." And he grabs his arm and attempts to launch a fire spear from like his arm towards the assailant. Let's see it.
Okay.
All right.
And we'll do an armor rating check for our creature. This one is on a D20.
Fuck.
It slams into his chest, and he just kind of like, it explodes, fire wreaths around him for a second, and he's just standing there, and he's like, and like steam juts from the front of his helmeted face. And the lavender like jumps kind of to the side and then just unloads like an entire like 6 shots at the individual.
Of course.
And again, we'll see that D20 roll for our assailant.
God damn.
Ting tang ping tang ting tang pow. Not even a scratch.
Rude.
Shawnee goes over behind Lyra and puts his hand on her shoulder, and then begins doing like another like mixture of bardic magic and arcane from behind, and is attempting to boost the next sound-based attack that Lyra would make. So we're going to roll a dice, and Lyra may make the choice to use this dice instead of rolling on her next attack roll. This roll has a +2. So 1d20 for Shawnee. Let's see.
Well,
Only an 8. Well, you have a pocketed 8.
2 pocket 8s.
should you need it?
Some pirates.
Galatrax it grabs like Gumby and is just trying to like slide over like to the side. He's confused on like what's going on, what it, like everything is, and also like there are clearly like guards who only aren't attacking Galatrax and Gumby because they're like, well, they just kind of appeared here with the heroes, so I guess those two are okay. And they like run past Galatrax and Gumby to go skewer an orc who would be charging the party from like the opposite direction. And next we've got Epsilon.
It's my
Hold on.
turn.
Was it the people that saw them two? They weren't orcs. They were just, who are they?
They're like guards of Keep Kolak and soldiers of Amberno.
Okay. That's all. Sorry.
There you go.
Miles is still in his hand.
No,
No.
he threw him against the building. Remember,
Okay.
he
Oh yeah, he threw him. Yeah, he was like, and I was like, oh, why are you doing him like that?
Music shop.
He was
Yeah.
using he was using his body as exposition for what the area was like. That was so messed up.
I'm over here. Yeah, pretty
like-
much.
You see the lutes and the tambourines as his body just smashes up into them and crumbles all over them.
What
yeah,
you
so-
got?
What's the? If I'm not that far away from my brother, whoever this is, right?
You
that
are
was, like-
now about probably close to 40 feet away.
Well, damn. Okay. I need to move in a little closer than that.
And right
Oh.
now, Tavish is in a direct line in front of you.
Yeah, I want to move offline and move closer. Like,
Okay.
if I can get to like 15 feet, that'd probably be good.
Yeah, no problem. Absolutely.
And then I'm just gonna, I'm gonna like, I'm gonna, like, he's gonna like point his hand at him like this. And he's gonna shoot off like a Stygian fire, like he's trying to shoot it.
You trying to be me now?
Yeah, you know. It looked cool. Bang!
It looked cool.
As you like get to there and you prepare the Stygian fire attack, he turns and he's like, and he raises his own hand, and it's black and lightning, and it's like the effects that he has, but his has a Stygian quality to it as well. And we're gonna roll off as he saved his other attack just for you.
Oh,
Just
God.
for me. Oh, okay.
You feel so special.
Oh my God. Oh!
Ah!
Damn!
Ah! Bang! Oh, look at it all the way the other way. Do I have anything I can throw on this? Like, is there anything I should use?
Oh, the drama. I can't see the dice. I love it.
I can't see either.
Oh no!
Hey! I crit!
He still got a 21 though, so I'm like, what's happened? What happened, guys?
As the two spells begin colliding with each other and pushing and flowing, and this epic encounter, Tavish, you're not like close, but you're like pushed over a step or two from the impact of these spells colliding between the two of them. You watch as Epsilon begins to overpower the creature, and in fact, Tavish, roll me a perception check. The number to beat here is a 10.
Oh, come on.
I think I have.
Damage don't see
Wait.
nothing.
10.
Does this activate uncanny memories? Oh, no, that's not quite right. Sorry, I'm looking at the
yeah.
perk and it says
Yeah.
for delve into your mind, into not
Damn.
like.
Yeah. But what you do see is at first the spells meet, and Epsilon is overpowering the would-be assailant. His spell pushing his back, but in the same way as your strike earlier, as his spell gets within this proximity of him, it's as if the extra potent nature of the magic, the very thing that made it such a critical attack, fades away. And then he's able to push the spells off to the side. They careen into a building. Lyra looks in horror as the building she recognizes. It was a place that people would come and trade like breads and eggs, and it was this cute little trading corner that became almost a cafe of pop-up shops and such a simple gesture of humanity. And now Stygian black inked void magic rips everything. All of the character of this building is annihilated in a single moment as it's laid to absolute waste. Epsilon, you don't notice it to the same effect, but the way you would notice it is you're like, okay, I'm winning this fight! And it's like the connection you had to your spell seems to like dissipate, and then he's able to just overpower the remaining aspect of the magic.
Alright. It's like... like, I
Would you
feel
like to force an action?
Epsilon's gonna be like... Oh yeah. Epsilon's gonna be like... I need y'all to... keep him off me for a moment, even though he wasn't attacking me yet. But and then I was gonna like, I want to force like just start like charging up a spell basically,
What type?
like preparing. Well, what I was thinking was, what if I use fire and Stygian magic?
Okay. I'm gonna
Like
call.
one hand of fire, one hand of Stygian magic.
I'm gonna say that this falls into an arcane knowledge to try to power up two different groups at the same time. And we're gonna call this to properly get everything in sync. We're gonna say the number to beat is a 13.
Alright, well, I got a 5 to stay arcane, so hopefully that assists me. Oh my god, okay. Woohoo!
So Epsilon, he tells the party to give him some time. He takes like a stance, and then one hand erupts in black fire, the other hand erupts in regular fire, and they begin to turn and spread across his body as he becomes this small little swirling vortex of the two flames dancing amongst each other.
Yeah, I'm about to hit him with the final flash.
Next up, we've got Lyra and Tavish at ones, so we're gonna go ahead and we'll go to Lyra next, as this is her home turf.
I'm over here like Adam's trying to make me mad.
Mhm.
No, because I feel like she sees everything that's going on around her, and she's not happy about anything that's going on around her. But I guess she feels like he is the center of it. So we're like, while she wants to do other things, we have to focus on this guy. She don't
Fair.
like it though. She doesn't like it. Ugh. Okay.
What we got?
Ugh, I don't know what to do first, but okay. I don't know what to do first, but I feel like there's so many things. Where is he? Before I say anything else,
He's about 30 to 40 feet away from you.
he's so far. But he probably has the wingspan of a fucking tree. So we're gonna try, even though I feel like it never works. Maybe this will be the time it works. We're gonna
Okay.
try this. We're gonna try this combat speech again, and try to go with this fucking sound sword that I try every single fucking time.
All right.
We're gonna try, and I'm probably still going low because I feel like I need to. Even if he starts healing immediately, if I can cut him down to where he goes down, it'll be helpful.
Perfect. Makes sense to me. Let's see it.
Oh
Fuck
my
me.
god.
Never! It never works! Never!
So you're able to step offline, so that way you're not like sending it through Tavish or anything. We've learned from our earlier sessions not to shoot Tavish in the back. The Tavish, you watch as for a second the spell like rips across the air next to you, blades of sound swirling, but by the time it reaches this hulking creature, brother of Epsilon, apparently, it plinks harmlessly off of him as the sound basically dissipates as it hits him. Would you like to force an action?
I feel like she would try to move closer and do it again.
Perfect. Running up through the mud, the combat, the screams of this destroying and dying Keep Kolak, and let's see this attack again.
He's just going for all the adjectives now, isn't he?
I know, right? It's only but so much better. What is that? 10?
It's an 8. It's the number you could have automatically had from Shawnee.
I don't get anything. I don't get any of the things.
But this one is also a forced action, so it is also
So
going
yeah,
to
it's
be at
technically
a.
still 8.
It's going to go down to up to.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
the blades fly out, and we will roll a armor value roll for Kolbjorn on his D20.
That's his
Oh,
name.
Kolbjorn.
That's his name. I forgot. Fuck me.
Good old
Why couldn't it be the
Kolbjorn.
Who knows
4?
what his designation
Again,
was?
another one of your attacks comes flying in, and just like the spells of the other allies that you have in this fight, it plinks off of him, not even remotely phasing him. Tavish.
Tavish is going to close the distance. I imagine I have to go around this pit, this sinkhole that was created by Sequoia. I don't trust my ability to jump 20
Pretty sizable
feet
hole.
across, or however big it is.
It is also, at the very minimum, a 12 feet deep pit.
Had to be right.
Yeah, I don't
Trying
feel
to
like
encompass
trying to make that
this
jump.
monster tree.
Had to be right.
This that was an antique cobblestone.
So yeah, you're
road
more
you
than.
just destroyed.
Oh, actually, here. I'm going to ask you this, Tavish. Go right, which would be in front of Epsilon. Go right around it, which would cut you in front of Epsilon towards Kolbjorn, or around left, which would put you in front of Lyra.
Left. Actually, no.
Yeah. Hmm?
I'll go right.
Go right. So you go right around the pit. You're coming towards him. What are we doing?
So we know he's 12 feet tall.
Mhm.
We are going to go for a stab into his thigh muscle, trying to bring him down. Because the picture that you showed earlier made it look like he's part beast.
Deer.
Looks kind of like an elk. And if
He
that
sound like
thigh
it, too.
muscle,
Mhm.
yeah, if
Perfect.
that thigh muscle
Let's,
gets messed up, he might drop.
let's see it.
So
Somebody got to get him in the leg. 'Cause it ain't me.
Damn!
'Cause it ain't
You
me.
crit, you crit on 19s?
yeah, I crit on 18s.
So
Okay.
you're going up. You're going up towards him, and so let's roll a 22 is the number to get for a knowledge or a study religion.
Again with that?
Every time I crit,
Okay. Oh
Damn
shit.
it.
ain't
Well,
gonna happen though.
You lunge forward with your blade. We will see. Again, as you get closer, you feel the critical nature of your strike slipping from you. This time, though, as you're about to make impact on him, you do note that the necklace, the amulet that he has around his neck, seems to glow. And it wasn't glowing when you had started your charge. But before we do anything else, let's roll his armor rating for your incoming attack.
I have a quick question on how
Sure.
I'm supposed to declare power attacks. Is that at the top of the attack, or
The top. of
how
the
do
attack.
Gotcha.
So, armor value for Kolbjorn. So your blade, you stab into his flesh, and you have to stab surprisingly hard. Like, you can feel your blade sliding through his leg, but as you push it further and further, it's like you hear ice breaking. Like, it's not stabbing through just meat and muscle. Like, it seems to harden around your very attack as you push in. But you do sink your blade a good 5 inches into his monstrous tree trunk of a thigh.
Mhm.
Okay.
Would you like to force an action?
Does it?
So we need
Uh,
the fire.
Yes. I'm going to go ahead and retrieve, pull out my blade, and then go for a hack at roughly the same spot.
Perfect. Let's see it.
Oh
Ooh.
damn.
And we'll roll his armor value real quick.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
You would not know what his armor rating bonus is, but you're able to bring the blade down, and you're not able to get the blow that you're looking for, because it's muscle memory. You see open thigh, you kind of go for a fast slice, guiding down, but it hits and it almost chips rather than slides through flesh, and so your blade kind of glances off to the side, but you see a chunk above the stab wound kind of crumple and break and dent and look as if it's bruised and bleeding, just to whatever this creature's version of it would be.
Understood.
Would you like to do anything
I
else?
think what I would I'm just gonna set myself up to parry. Because I figure he's gonna come at me again.
Okay.
So, parry.
So as we have completed this round of combat, one of the things that the party starts to note in the battlefield around is that the orcs are overwhelming the soldiers and the guards, and they are making further and further ingress into the city. The civilians of this place have not been evacuated yet. In the rubble of this musical store, Maceborn is pulling himself slowly, trying to rise back to his feet to be able to fight. From another pile of rubble, you see Luther Cano begin to rise up as well. In his arms, he holds a like broken and beaten looking
Matilda.
Darby?
Darby. Broken and beaten
No.
looking Darby as he's holding him, and he sets him down on the side. Darby looks like he is clinging to life. You know there's a fourth one. You, like, to the best of your abilities, you scan around the perimeter, and you see him. Off in one of the ruins, he's pinned against a wall. He seems to be pretty battered up himself. His hand against an orc's blade as it's trying to stab into him, but he's losing ground. He doesn't have the strength to push him off. But of course, it's Kolbjorn's turn next. Kolbjorn is looming over Tavish, and then looks up at the swirling vortex that is his brother, and he leaps into the air. We will roll an athletics check for first. The number that Kolbjorn needs to get to Epsilon is 12.
Damn it.
What the balls?
So close.
Tavish, you set up, and then you watch as this creature bounds well over his own height into the air, and you're like, I'm getting tired of Epsilon and his brothers. Epsilon, you look as Kolbjorn is coming down towards you. Both of his hands on his weapon, his massive axe careening down towards you. Would anyone like to force an action? 5, 4, 3,
Including me?
2,
At this with him, because
one.
at this point I'm trying to
And
save
told you I used
Kolbjorn.
my
I
attack.
know. I was like,
Like, including me?
It could be anyone. It could be anyone. I will give a 3-second countdown. 3, 2.
I'm just gonna
I used
fire
my
that
wild
one.
magic to hit.
Tavish,
Okay,
go.
we can't all talk at
Tavish,
once.
Tavish, go. Tavish,
I
go.
was going to use my wild magic to try and get the ground beneath Epsilon to shift him to his left.
Sure. Let's see it.
Oh.
okay.
The ground,
I want to
Epsilon, you
move.
feel ground attempt to move you over, but instead instead of moving, it sinks you into a little bit of a divot, and you feel as if you're put into a bullseye. And Kolbjorn's weapon is now coming down directly at you. I will allow a second round of forced actions. However, I am going to put this under a double forced action because we've done two countdowns. So this will be starting off at a -4. If anyone would like to do an action. 3, 2,
I'm gonna blast him with a
1.
spell.
All
throw my
right.
dagger.
I wanna
I'm
use-
gonna try to
I want to
Oh.
use
stab the dude.
Oh wow.
Throw
So,
a
So
dagger.
so we're gonna start with Epsilon
I don't know.
attempting to block him, and then we'll roll for Sequoia, just chucking a dagger.
Stab him with the-
So Epsilon,
I didn't
let's
know what to do.
get your roll first. What would you say?
I was gonna say, I'm about to use a gambit on this man.
All right, let's.
So I have like a +2 on my crit range normally. 1 for spellcasting from my narrative, and 1 from just being the goat at spellcasting
Gotcha.
in these disciplines.
And for anyone watching, what a gambit means is he is increasing his critical strike range by 5, but also increasing his critical fail range by 5. So yeah, it's scary times. Let's
Okay.
see this roll for Epsilon.
Mm.
It's not a critical
Well-
fail, at least.
It's not a critical
No.
fail, but you have to ask yourself, are we using our mastery?
Yeah, no, it's time. It's a mastery moment for sure.
So
It's a
mastery moment
mastery
here.
moment.
Let's see it. This is a
Tier
mastery
2
2,
mastery.
so this is going to be on a D10.
Hey, that's pretty good.
All right.
That is
All right.
very
Good.
good. That is very good. So now we will go over to Sequoia, as Sequoia was chucking a dagger into all of this. So let's
I
see.
just didn't know what to do.
We're gonna call this. We're just gonna call this. Let's see, throw light. We're gonna say you need a 12. Let's see it.
Okay.
Oh.
Hey. Hey.
But
Look at that.
this is a double forced action
Oh
still,
yeah, I forgot.
so it has a -4.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for a split second, you throw the dagger and you're like, "That's on target! I did it!" And then you realize again, you're like, "Oh, they're way farther than I thought." And the dagger kind of just loses its umph and then like pitters into the mud.
You did that very well, though, when you said that. That was fantastic.
Yeah,
I
that's
should know.
probably the closest.
I didn't
So
do
now
that.
though,
Ever
we
heard.
need to see what Kolbjorn rolls for this attack. This heaving two-handed strike coming down towards you that is one of his specialties. So he has a +3 to his own crit range on this, on a D30. So 26 and higher crits for Kolbjorn in this interaction. Let's see it.
Can I throw one of my perk +1 to my AC?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, an
Eight.
8.
8. But Kolbjorn is a man of many tricks and can use his mastery more than once.
Oh my
And so we will see
God.
him too roll his mastery on a d20. So 1 through 10 is gone. And this counts as 20 through 30. Only a 9, so no crit for the Kolbjorn as he swings down. Epsilon again, though, you feel your magic. You're like, I've got him! As this like eruption of power comes surging out of you. But then, and now you see it, having happened twice. This amulet glows on his chest, and the critical nature of your spell is removed. As the two of you slam your might into each other, the both of you are sent hurling backwards. And so we are going to roll for both of them a sturdiness check to land decently. A 19 is required.
I got a part of my milestone. When I roll a crit, I get a free forced action.
Yes.
Oh, fun.
You can resolve that forced action here after the resolution.
Yeah, that's fine. I gotta keep track of this stuff. Gotta get my hits in.
Kolbjorn, with his modifier, skids on the mud and lands perfectly fine.
You said this one was sturdiness?
Yes.
Yes.
I get a 3, so that's 10.
For a
Had to
for a
get
second,
something,
for a second, you like skip backwards, land on your feet, but then keep sliding, and he slams through a like into like a light post kind of thing. The lantern of it comes slamming down onto the ground, breaking and shattering. Lyra, you can't help but recognize the fact that that light post was where you met Valkyrie for the very first time.
Why you gotta be like that?
Messing up all your memories.
Right?
When I stand up, I dust myself off, and I accidentally step on the glass part of the light post that's on the ground. Just crumple it.
You know what? Let's do a toughness check to see if that interrupts your free action. I think that's fun. We're gonna
Why you
say
laughing?
that this
That's not
is
good for us.
a 10.
It's
A
just
10
funny.
is
He's
the
just
number
like,
to beat.
why not?
He said, hey, let's see if I can fuck you up.
And he did.
I have a +3
Oh.
into this also.
+3. If only you had a floating +1.
I'm not taking that shit.
You attempt to like get up and just like it's too much, and you kind of like slip back down for a second and are like what in the world is this thing? And he is going to go ahead and hold his other 2 combat actions. Go over to Sequoia.
Oh boy. Okay. What was the last hero that's struggling over against another like opponent?
That
he close
is
to me. Huh?
Declan Fitznorris. No, you would have to move further, like
His name.
the fight, and to be like truly in range. Though technically, you could attempt from this distance. You can see it happening. He's got a blade through his hand, and he's like.
Is there anything like any kind of like earth magic that I could, anything natural around him that I could manipulate with magic?
Absolutely. I mean, there's
they're fucking
stone,
shit up.
earth.
There's
Yeah,
dirt everywhere.
yeah. There's very open terrain at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, rubble.
The streets are destroyed. There were streets. We ain't have dirt. We're civilized.
I want to like. Okay, so I
Talk
want
about
to
the
pick
wind.
up some of the rubble that's nearby
Mhm.
and like throw it at the assailant.
the orc.
Perfect.
The
Let's see
orc.
it.
The orc.
I hope you got good aim.
Would you like to use your mastering?
Yes.
Let's see it.
She said, "Fuck it."
Would you like to roll again?
See,
I mean-
better.
You're able to send like ruin it, like rubble and ruins, like white smashing into the orc assailant, sending him flying backward. And Declan slumps to the ground, not having to defend himself anymore, and is like, "Cheers." He weakly like says and like gives a thumbs up, and he kind of like pushes himself backwards, like to hide kind of like in a building as he like recovers from his injuries. Would you like to force any actions?
Yeah. So I'm going to
Oh.
now focus my attention on the Minotaur dude.
Essentially.
Yeah. Again, I'm just gonna try to throw as much rubble at him as I can.
Perfect. Let's see it.
It's not a boulder.
It's a rock.
It's a rock.
This is a forced
Okay.
action, but it is still a decent roll. Rubble, you just start kind of like lifting up rubble, mud, sticks, stones, anything that you can like get your hand on, and you're just like throwing what you can. And let's see what his armor rating says about this.
good.
Oh, yeah. He, for the most part, like he's able to like shield like from lethal strikes, but you can tell like your like shoulders, knees, thighs, back, like you're peppering him with attacks, and you can tell like he is taken damage from these strikes.
Who noticed the shit glowing? Who saw
Being
that?
savage.
Right now, only Tavish and Epsilon, yeah.
Okay.
And so now we go to our NPCs.
Somebody.
Ace comes running over to Epsilon, and he's like, "Kim, are you okay?"
Is he not powering up anymore?
Yeah, I'm fine. You gotta
Is he
you gotta
still
help
like?
these people get out of here. Get to the medics. I'm talking about the other heroes that are like around. Like help
I mean, there's
Gumby.
also civilians all over the place.
Right,
Get
all
them
the
to
civilians that are
Ambervale.
still there.
You should probably get them
We
all to
gotta-
Ambervale.
I don't have that ability, and the Ace is not gonna be the one that they're gonna want to see helping them. They gonna want somebody else.
Help is
Kim,
help.
you want me to leave you guys in the fight versus this thing?
Once you get Gumby to the medics, and you help a couple of these heroes, you can come back.
All right, Captain. And he uses his action to his combat action to run back towards Galatrax and Gumby. Lavender reloads, aims at Kolbjorn, and again just bang, 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 fires
What are
out.
you gonna
with his
learn?
shot.
We should have sent Lavender.
Right? How much we gotta teach you this lesson, old
Cause
man?
he ain't doing
He's
shit.
not.
Lavender's
getting
gun
it.
needs an upgrade.
Again, the bullets are just ricocheting off Kolbjorn. Just
He's armor-piercing bullets. There's no way. Bullshit, guys.
Sean E grabs on to Lyra again, and he's like, "All right, come on, it's the Shawnee legacy, baby!" And
Did you give
Shawnee
him
is
the Thespians?
doing a once a session ability that Shawnee has, where he is imbuing his target with an extra set of mastery.
Imbued you with the Shawnee legacy, baby.
And so that is his action. He's just gonna so Lyra, you're under the effects of an additional mastery this turn. You still can't use 2 mastery in one roll, but you basically have a free mastery for your upcoming turn. And then Maysporn is like on his feet, but he's like, and he's just kind of like looking to see where Matilda is. But Luther Cano takes to his feet
Oh, God.
and like runs up from behind Kolbjorn, leaps and is attempting to just put everything he can into a punch into like the back of Kolbjorn's head. Let's see what Luther Cano can muster.
Okay.
This
Not
time,
bad.
for Sequoia and Lyra, you can both see he leaps. It's a near perfect attack as he comes hurtling down towards Kolbjorn, and this green glow starts to emit from his amulet on his chest, and it's as if the perfect nature of his attack slips away from him, and his critical nature is lost. And so let's see a armor rating roll for Kolbjorn from this attack.
No.
It still hits him. He still staggers forward, but like this is an attack that each one of you feel like if you would have let Luther do this to you, I mean, you would have lost your head. That attack from Tavish would have removed your arm from your body. That firestorm from Epsilon would have left you nothing but ash. And yet this creature just staggers forward as if only mildly inconvenienced. You can hear in the distance, like down the way that Ambervale would come from, like that you would travel. You hear war horns emitting as like the Ambervalian armory like truly gets closer and closer. You can tell that the there are some orcs that start to like retreat back like into like the mountain passes and stuff. Others are fueled by this time crunch and surge deeper into Keep Kolok just for the mayhem of it, just to destroy and break this city. The creature in front of you drops his axe to the ground. It splashes into the mud. Using his held action for attacks, he reaches his hands out to either side. Lightning and frost start building up, but then they turn black. And he begins bringing his hands together and is clearly charging up an attack that he is going to be aiming into the center of the city. Next up, we've got Epsilon.
Oh, it's my turn again. Okay. I guess I want to move up. Move up on my enemy. My brother. And I guess before I attack him, I want to try and reach out to him the same way that this man Upsilon kept trying to reach out to me. I'm just like,
oh, okay. Let's do a knowledge, let's do a study arcane or study religion. The study arcane is a higher test. Which one would you like to take?
I'll try the arcade.
Study arcane. It is a 15 to like in this moment kind of like do the calculations to understand how to try to emit this towards like someone of your kin, not to a mother spawn.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. It's like neither one of us has to die today, brother.
So would you like to use like a persuasion? What are we thinking? What flavor this for me? What are you trying to do?
I think
He's
it
like,
would
I don't
be.
He ain't got no charisma though.
10.
I think it's gonna be like a more of an intimidation, like a neither one of us has to die. Like, I don't want to kill you, brother.
Oh,
Join me.
God. He's like, you ain't. Good luck.
Let's see it.
Like,
We're gonna call this a 16.
my little 3 in intimidation.
Why would you pick intimidation?
Man, don't say that. Walls rolling. That's because I'm intimidating. That's right. I'm intimidating.
For once.
I know, right?
You never
First
are.
time
All the other
first
times
time
that
you
he's
intimidated
won.
anybody.
I'm gonna need Epsilon in a sidebar real quick.
Oh my god. Not the sidebar.
You feel as you reach out, everything grays. You see the party around. It's as if they're moving in slow motion. The spell itself seems to generate slowly. You are moving slowly. But your mind is active. Your mind is moving at full speed as you reach out to Kolbjorn. Don't make me kill you. This impulse ripping across this arcane Stygian impulse, this realm. Kolbjorn laughs at first. But you hear a whisper in your own head. I could bring him to heal.
Oh my god, not this shit again! Not this shit again! Oh my god.
And so you have a choice. Do you want to embrace this whispering power? Or do you want to let your calling be pushed aside by Kolbjorn's will?
I'm Batman. I will use the darkness to save the light.
We're embracing the power.
I feel like I need to do this. It's the most time to make sense. Like the only time that it makes sense to. He's vulnerable to that shit. Like I could use the evil to save the world.
All right. Let's return to the party. And
Nice me during the day.
so Epsilon, you all hear him. He's like, "Brother, don't make me kill you." And Kolbjorn laughs.
I bet.
And then Epsilon straightens up eerily. I said, "Don't make me kill you."
Oh, I knew
And
it.
this voice echoes out. The very ground seems to freeze itself. Tavish, like you in your skin feels it. The closest thing that you can have to goosebumps ripples across your body as you were not expecting this voice to echo from behind you.
That's his gremlin.
Kolbjorn hesitates for a second, but his
He said,
spell
"Oh, shit."
ceases, and he stops, and he kneels.
What did you do, bro?
He gave him the Upsilon treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, your family's
Oh,
weird
yes.
with this whole domination submission thing going on in between brothers and shit.
It's kind of cool.
As
I'm the top
the-
dog.
as the battle cools down now, everyone, Luther, Miles, beyond shocked, looking at how this entity that was just tearing through everything that could be thrown at him has just submitted. The remaining orcs flee past the city or have already fled back into the tunnels towards the Mud Fort as the Ambervalian army fully arrives. The king
late.
leads the army up. Only him. There's no Aegis, no Neophytos, no Anguin amongst them.
He mad at us.
They arrive in haste as they get closer to kind of like push the fleeing orcs out and make safe the city now that the battle is calming and cooling. You can tell by the way the soldiers move that they've been marching nonstop for a while. They muster up additional strength to keep going, but you can tell that this is an army that had too short a notice to move as far as it did to make its way to Keep Kolak. The king comes up to the party. By the way, the whole time this is happening, just to flavor this part, Ace is standing over Garrock and Gumming going, no, not these ones, not these ones, not these ones. Oi, not these ones.
I said the right one.
What?
I said the right one.
Oh god.
You mean Gumby? You said Garrock. It's cool.
Oh,
Probably both of them.
You could let him live.
Galatrax. He's standing over Galatrax and Gumby. Yeah. Ace is standing over the two of them, keeping them safe from like soldiers and whatnot who are running in, just going like orc bag.
Hey!
The king comes
Orc
over
bag.
and he's looks at this destruction, the rampant ruin of Keep Kolak. And as he takes in this sight of destruction for the first time, it settles over Lyra as well. Just home is almost unrecognizable. So much destruction. if there was joy in this city, anything that was left after the dragon had crippled it so severely, it's surely all gone now.
We can fall out all of a sudden. Goddamn, your shit is fucked up.
The theaters, the inns,
It's better than
the
your daddy.
homes and the schools, all laid to waste. The heroics of the heroes that held the line before you arrived, and how you turned the tide with your battle versus Kolbjorn, surely spared many a life. But a cursory estimation of the casualties would say that about 25% of the city was not able to escape. As the quiet gives way to the screams and the wailing of those that are injured, and those that look around for some sense of all of this, trying to reunite with those they know, trying to again just comprehend. The king stands with the party, but before he speaks, another man walks up, clutching a crown clearly not fitted for his own head. Lyra would recognize it as the Queen's crown. I'm afraid neither His Majesty or Her Majesty lived the assault. By right of succession, that would fall to me. I am not equipped for these times. Nor is this a place that even governs to be a place for my people. With what power that this trinket really holds and gives to me, I give it to you. And he gestures out the crown towards the King of Ambervale, who is clearly shocked and taken aback by this extension, this offer. The king composes himself for a second, and then with both hands respectfully places them under this crown and accepts it. I will accept this, but I am only accepting this for as long as your people cannot stand on their own. The day in which that you no longer need Ambervale's aid is the day in which this city is yours again. And with his hands, the crown shapes differently, as if accepting his touch to mold. And he raises it and places it like into his own crown, and it like settles in as if the two parts were made to intertwine. Keep Kolak will stand again. Keep Kolak will stand again. As the king kind of turns and ponders and looks up into the clouds, a drop of water plinks off his shoulder pad, and then another, and then another, as it begins to pour over the city of Keep Kolok. As the hours pass, the soldiers get a perimeter up. They bring the civilians back more into the centralized part of the city. Tents are erected for them to stay in, for them to rest in. The king summons you all to his tent. Just you. None of your followers. None of your aid. Ace is a bit skeptical, staying in a tent with Colbjorn, but he trusts Epsilon, and so he does. As the party gathers inside this tent of the king's, these people have known a hardship that I do not wish on any. We will give them the proper service that we give to the heroes of Ambervale, as we are now stewards of this land. People look to all of you, so I would ask you that you are here with me on the podium when I make my addressment to these beleaguered folk. If you would do me such an honor, heroes.
Of course.
Yeah.
For now, I give you something more valuable than all the gems in the earth. I have made rooms for you, similar to this one, for each of you to gain some rest. Rest that each of you desperately deserve. We will speak soon. And each one of you kind of heads out of the tent, and at first you head together, and each one of you starts to try to say something to the party, but it hits all of you how long you've been going. You haven't had a moment's break since you were sent to Vice. The battle with Ronnie, the battle with Draven, everything that happened in the Mud Fort, and now everything that's happened here in Keep Kolok. Each of you silently moves back to your tents. And as each one of you enters your tents, well, let's start with Epsilon. Epsilon, as you enter your tent, weary, tired, you step in and you almost run into the figure that's waiting for you in the room. You think it's a robe or a cloak on a holder. But then you realize it's not, as he turns around and you're staring at Darian.
Brother.
Will be a
I
coup.
didn't see you there.
Another brother.
Don't call me that.
Why not? It's true, isn't it?
I don't look on you as a brother anymore. Not what you're becoming.
I see, so you're just like father then.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
If that is how you see it, then you are far more like mother than I feared.
You can leave.
I'm the best of all of us.
Oh.
Excuse the fuck out of me.
Maybe you could
I
have
will
been.
be the one. I will be the one that saves us.
I come for
I
no
thought I'd have-
altercation today.
I thought I'd at least have your support, brother.
I cannot support you while you wield that magic. You see in his hands, like, you were so, like, shocked by this interaction that you didn't fully examine him, but you see now in his hands he holds 2 items, one in his right hand, one in his left. I brought something for you. And he raises his right hand. In his right hand, it's this crystalline vial that seems to pull at, like you feel it, like, tugging on the very Stygian magic in you. In his other hand, you see a scroll. All too familiar. Only this time, it doesn't feel as if it's coded, built, designed for Upsilon.
Bruh, he's about to try to get you.
As you stare at the scroll that's in his hand, the scroll in his hand is the exact same scroll. The exact same scroll style that he gave to you when you went into the prison to fight Upsilon.
What you got there?
I know, right?
A smoothie?
These are your paths, brother. I hope you understand them. I could cure you of mother's filth right now. You would just have to willingly extend that power, and it shall be removed from you, like poison or venom from a wound. Or our paths will cross one day, and I will have to use this on you. And he presents the scroll to you.
He's trying to get you with the Master Roshi evil containment wave.
Darian, this does not have to be our path. I need your help. I need your guidance.
Do you though?
I'm still the same Epsilon that you've always known. Don't abandon me like our father.
Oh, y'all got daddy issues.
The Epsilon that I knew worked for his power, trained his power, honed his power, and accepted his flaws for something that he still needed to pursue. Did not ask for shortcuts.
Send him back to daddy.
So, brother, I give you a choice. Will you... And he presents the vial to you. Will you forego this curse upon you? And so with that, Epsilon, you have a choice to make.
This is some old bullshit. Oh. I feel like
Just remember, he's on your daddy's side.
I've already made my path at this point. Like, there's no reason to turn back now. It's like, we'll see in the end who was right.
Sure.
So, are you standing with or turning against?
I'm keeping my new evil magic that potentially just saved a bunch of people's lives.
So we're keeping... So you're standing against your brother?
Must. The path I've chosen to walk.
All right.
I think it's the right decision.
Oh no, Darian, you need to understand.
He
I'll tell you as I told.
he's
Father.
listening as he places the vial like into his jacket, and he places the scroll upon his hip. He's listening though.
What you said earlier is true, and it's still true. I trained for every ounce of my power that I had, and all that led me to was my death. All the training from Father, all the training that you gave me, it wasn't enough in the end. Not even the scroll you gave me was enough to stop Upsilon. So, from my point of view, this is our only chance. And if after I've defeated Upsilon, you still want to come and use that scroll on me, then I look forward to seeing you then.
I can only hope that you at least die a hero. Though I think that path might be past you.
Okay. Oh yeah. No wait. Wait. I don't wait. Oh, I feel the
He
evil
is his
creeping in my
daddy's
soul.
son.
I'll feel it.
That was still the best shit James has ever said as Epsilon.
I'm just thinking like
Darian begins to leave the tent.
I just feel like that's too much. That's not a good idea. I'm just sitting here like, what if I send Nicole like him like
That would be hilarious.
But I swear it's just gonna turn into a fight immediately. I don't think I can do it. I have
Man,
the
fuck that.
urge, but I don't know if it's a good idea. I feel like it's a bad
10,
idea.
9,
Fuck Darian.
8.
I guess
7.
what the last thing I say it'd be like, are you sure you don't want to join me? And it's like creeping on that territory.
Oh my
You know what I mean?
god.
Would you put a whisper of the calling into it?
I guess before I even go there, I just want to ask him, what are you gonna do to stop Upsilon?
He don't know.
Same thing that I did last time.
Yeah, that worked out great.
We're going to do it together. It just doesn't involve you anymore.
What makes you think it'll be enough this time?
You know, put him back in prison that he's gonna break out of again. Great job. Worked out so great the last time.
I lost brothers last time. I lost family last time. But Lambda was enough. There
If
are
she
other
wants to help
powers. I had faith in you like I had in her. It was wrong for me to place it in you clearly. Hopefully I am not wrong twice. And he is now like a step from leaving the tent as he's continuing to walk out.
You're a
She's
fool,
also
Darian.
dead.
Our best chance is still to work together, and you can't see that because you disagree with my path.
Cause you're blind like father.
I disagree with Mother. You are young, Epsilon, and that's fine. You do not see some of the horrors that I have witnessed. You do not know Mother like I know her. Like I said, I hope that when you die a hero,
I've already
not
died.
something else.
Done that already.
I vote we kill Darian.
Right?
Adam,
Okay.
can I get a?
Hmm?
Oh God. Oh,
Been
Five.
there, done that.
I need a
4.
roll for just like whether or not he tries to whisper it at this man.
Oh,
You want to leave it to a roll whether or not you do something?
Because I honestly, it's like it could go 50-50 right now. Because it's just like the rejection leaves him weak to the idea of trying to make him work together.
this
you know what I mean?
this is your character, bud. What
I'm saying like I just want to just let the dice decide.
No.
Because, like
ooh,
you don't want
said
it.
no.
He said
You
no.
tell
Do
me
it or not.
what story you're telling.
He said, "You gonna do it or not?"
He said no.
He is one step outside the tent.
He said, "Man up."
5, 4,
He ain't doing
3,
How don't
2,
do it.
No.
1. He's not doing
it.
it.
No.
Okay.
Darian's not cool enough for the Cool Kids Club.
And Darian
Nah, fuck it.
leaves the tent.
Enthralled. Enthralled. Let's take a walk around here and see what happens.
As he's leaving, you hear him briefly mutter to to someone else, and you can tell that he's not walking alone as he leaves your tent.
You gonna be nosy?
Yeah, let me see who he's talking to.
As you peek outside the tent, it's just people in robes from.
Do I feel?
You would note that there are 4 of them. You do feel kinship to 2 of the 4. One of which you would know is Darian. You would not recognize the other one from behind, as they are just in a robe, and then the other 2 you don't have the same connection to.
I just watched them leave. Just brooding.
Part of me wanted to say it was your daddy, but the other part of me knows that he don't care enough to come.
Sure don't.
Hell nah.
As
He ain't here.
as Sequoia, as you make it back to your tent, you enter the tent, and inside your tent is 2 people you recognize. They are the Gabriel and the Hedera of North Hill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whew.
I thought
Left.
Shawnee was gonna be waiting for her. Okay,
Right?
continue.
I was gonna be like,
At first,
Johnny's on the bed, just like.
at first
Hey,
you're
girl.
excited to see the 2 of them, but then you realize that they're a little beaten up themselves. They've clearly been in combat,
Oh no.
but their wounds don't look like those that would be made by orcs. They're not savage. They're not brutal looking. They're sleek. They're accurate. They're poised. And the Gabriel gives you a respectful nod, and then kind of steps to the front of the tent to give privacy and kind of hold the entranceway, if you will. And Hedera then begins to speak. I knew I needed to come find you.
what happened?
Well, we were traveling from North Hill on a pilgrimage that we do. Normally we would have gone all the way to Vice, but I just don't have a reason to go there anymore. And we were attacked by what can only be described as Gabriel.
I knew it. Yep.
And it immediately flashes in your head that the last time you were in the temple, back at the spires, when you looked into the pond, that a Gabriel that presented as 2 was just outside of the territory of Vice. I'm fairly confident the only reason we even made it away is because he seemed surprised to see us, as if he wasn't really there for us. We found him scouring over the ruins of what looked like a broken down caravan of Draven's ilk. I mean, everyone was dead. All of his enforcers, and the caravan was picked dry. After a short exchange of attacks, he fled back, muttering something about not enough time, and he entered Vice, or at least I believe that is the direction he was heading. And then I had this feeling that you were in trouble, and we made all haste to get here. But clearly we've arrived too late to be of any use.
I'm glad you're safe. And I'm glad that you felt the need to come help. There's something I need to tell you.
Something I'm sure I dread to hear. But I, in my heart, know is true. But I am ready.
So, I would go and like tell her about everything that I learned when I was in the fires. I was like, I don't remember all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna remember all that. So,
That's fair.
Oh, but
Totally
that if I Aunt. Oh, I thought you were gonna tell her
Adopted.
about what's her name?
huh.
Oh, she's gonna
Wanna
tell
tell
her
her
about
about, like,
Asher.
I think she already knew. That's why she said she didn't have
If-
any reason to go there anymore.
I mean,
If that's true,
oh shit.
I need you to come to North Hill at your earliest convenience. Yes. I have a feeling. Yes, our paths will cross again soon. Yes. And she seems like thoughts are racing through her head, and she's like, I'm glad you're safe. Please, though. When you have time, come to North Hill. And she goes over to the front and grabs like Gabriel's shoulder, and she looks back at you and she's like, thank you for confirming it. I know you did not speak it, but she's not with us anymore, is she?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm like, just let me absorb you now.
You got nothing left to live for.
I'll see you in North Hill soon. And they both just kind of fall into bees, and the swarm like travels into the air.
Man, get these elf people
by
out of here.
bees?
She hit the whole turn into silver sand and fly away type shit. Like an elf. She turned into glittering starlight and dissipated out of here.
Lyra, as you enter your tent, you enter like right as you're about to enter, you hear, I know you wish to speak to him, dearie, so don't worry. He's here waiting for you. And you're like, what? As you kind of like stumble into your tent, and as you enter, you look at the surroundings, and you're like, oh, this isn't my tent anymore. As Angwin has just covered the desks in scrolls, and he's like doing and working on things. And he turns and he's like, ah, Lyra, I was told you wish to speak to me.
Well, yes, that is true. I did. But I'm wondering, is this still my tent or?
He snaps his finger and like the scrolls like lift into the air and begin like sorting and gathering. You know what? Let's do a perception check. A perception check, and the number to beat is 10.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I didn't even need it.
You can't help. Actually, you know what? For this bit of information, we're going to go into a quick sidebar.
Oh, come on.
Sidebarring it up.
As the scrolls begin to like sort and like gather themselves, you can't help but note that a bunch of the scrolls that like sort themselves that he's actively looking into have phrases like Duhallen on it. Banishing Duhallen, summoning Duhallen, origins of Duhallen, and all sorts of like things of that nature and ilk. And let's return to our party. So, what did you wish to speak to me about?
Well, I actually had a couple of things I was hoping to ask you. But first and foremost, I have to I have my little I'm assuming it's still in my pocket. The little necklace that I got from Okram. Um, have you ever seen one of these before? And do you have any idea what exactly it's supposed to do? I just want to see if he says the same thing she says.
He reaches out to it magically and pulls it to him, and he's flipping and studying it, and he's like, "This was made by Okram, was it not?"
As far as I know.
He studies it more, and he begins describing how it's meant to grab your essence or your soul or some part of you and take it to the holder of it. It's almost like a reverse phylactery.
So my question pertaining to this item is there a way that can be reversed? Or can we create something of this same nature?
For many, no. For me, yes.
Shut the fuck up.
Have a little bit of humility, you little prick.
However, we would need something personal of his to create this type of magics.
In order for essentially for it to reverse, and instead of going to him, come to me instead.
Yes. It would
And you
first
could do
need to be...
this.
Yes. It would require something of his, though. Something personal. Something that has his essence in it.
Well, would this work? And I have my little ring that I got in the marketplace.
He again, picks it up with the arcane and brings it over to him and inspects it. Yes.
Oh,
The way he answers
will.
questions.
I will take these then, and I will begin my work.
I can't wait till I steal his secrets.
Okay.
And
So then
you watch as both of these items just kind of go and disappear into the air.
So then when you're finished, it'll, like I said, do the same thing but in reverse. Instead of if I happen to die, it go to him. If he happens to die, it would come to me.
There will be more attunement required, but in general, yes. Once the crystal is properly reset, you'll have to be within a proximity of him to truly attune to his nature. But that is why this item of his is key. Otherwise, this could latch to anyone.
That's fair. Okay.
You
What do you
then
mean?
have this moment where you realize that, and it's as he's saying this, it's this sickening image that goes through your mind. You were performing just on the street during the World Festival. Just, I mean, why wouldn't you? You and Valkyrie, and at the end of your little shows, you would give out trinkets that with your names on them, that little things that you could give away. And there was this one time where you were reaching to hand it to someone, and someone kind of stepped in the way and grabbed this from you, and they were just a stranger. And even now in your memory, they're just a stranger, but you can't help but feel like that had to be Okram. And that's how he attuned this to you in the very beginning of it. And that's why it never needed to attune to you past him handing you the item. It slipped perfectly into your essence, because it was already calling for you. It was already reaching out for your existence. And he kind of, as he's talking, he's explaining the similar process about how it will be attuned to him, but there still needs to be a point where you have to get this near basically on him for it to truly do like the return to sender kind of thing. But this attunement process is the tricky part. Well, they're both tricky parts. He kind of makes a slight joke.
Would it have to remain with him for that to happen? Or do I keep it with me after that?
I would say keep it on him when he dies, or at least near him.
Okay. Well, I don't know how long it takes you to do such things. I feel like it doesn't take nearly as long as I would think, because clearly you are very talented. But how would I know?
Man.
I will.
I'm sure the king is going to have places in which that you need to be sent. I will do my best to have this ready by the next time that you would go on a journey.
Well, that would be greatly appreciated. I do just have one other question. And I don't know if, like, old Batty behind me can fucking hear me, but I wanted to ask him essentially about, like, the bracers. So I don't think he's seen them.
Mm-hmm.
No. So I also wanted to ask you about these and what you could tell me about them. I just like to see if I get repeating information.
I have to say, your benefactor has beat you to this and has offered reward greater than which I believe you are possible to give, in which that my mouth stays silent.
What a heifer.
Sorry, dearie. I've got to keep some things in my sleeve.
This lady is on one.
Yo. She ruthless.
Anguin
That's
then
okay. In my mind, I'm thinking he's not the only person that they told me I could ask, so we'll see how this goes.
Anguin then nods and is like, if that's all, I have work to do.
Ain't this my tail? But
No, he's like on like towards
so
the
I'm over here
entrance.
like,
Chewing you out.
what? It,
That's all.
what?
Be gone.
I guess just what all exactly you're not supposed to tell me about them, or you're not supposed to do anything pertaining to them.
He gives a coy smile and then gives you a nod, and then his form just kind of fades away as you realize you were talking with an arcane projection of Anguin.
Oh, I hate you. Well,
And of course, over in Tavish's tent. Tavish, you enter your tent, and as a muscle memory after a battle, such a lordly tent, there's a moment where you feel the warmth of what this would represent from a cold and rainy night, entering your personal dwelling, being able to take stock of the day and find rest. Muscle memory has you sent to your bed and you lay down, and then it washes over you again. You're not tired. Well, you are, but you're not. While yes, you wish to do nothing for a time and allow your mind to catch up with the day and give yourself some peace and some quiet, there is no sleeping. There is no nap or respite in which that this room can truly give you. But the one thing it can give you is some nice peace and quiet. Tavish.
oh my god,
What a
That's your
long
boy.
set of days you've been on.
that's your
Scurrying around this continent like a rat. Oh, come now. You're not even going to welcome me to sit in your dwelling. I thought we were closer than that, Tavish.
No, Croupier. We are not.
Mm. Oh, you've hurt my feelings so greatly, Tavish. Fine.
I didn't even know that you had them to begin with. I thought they were just tools and motivations to use against all those who might even get close to. It's hard to follow up with another act, as you've already performed your coup de grace. What else? What other lies do you wish to come and speak to me, Croupier?
Tavish.
What other manners of annoyance can your lips and tongue conjure at such a moment?
You're gonna make me blush.
Well, it is never the intent. I'm certain you stroke your own ego enough for the two of us.
Quite certainly I do. But alas, I'm not here for me this time, Tavish. I'm here to deliver a message from Pascal.
Aye.
Now, of course, you know your deal is done with him. But it seems something all too familiar to the both of you is going to be called upon. It's been found, Tavish, and they're going to want it. Oh, I can tell your mind races, and you know what I speak of. The Kingmaker,
I know.
would it be?
Aye. I figured that's why you're here, and why you want me to go and search for it. Or is it Pascal who
Tavish.
asked of it?
You see, it's a bit trickier than that, but I just wanted you to know that the powers that be are going to ask you to use it again. And you know how tricky items like that can be.
Aye, so this is just a reminder to let me know that it has been found. You're going to want me to use it, and you're going to try and create some deal for me to be inspired to use it. Is that about the gist of it?
Hey, I'm just the messenger, Tavish. I'm not the one playing all the games.
You play games enough for both. Don't worry. I'll presume that you said something witty. Have a good night.
I believe there's a proverbial knock on the door. And as he says that, he ceases to be in the room with you as a person opens the tent and goes, "The king's waiting for you." And you realize that you were in a near trance-like state. Every action you took, if you moved around the room, was instead just in your own head. You laid on your bed the whole time. How long has it been? This is the closest feeling to sleep that you can think of in, well, far too many nights. Lord Tavish, are you ready?
Aye. Tell His Majesty I'll be right there.
I will. Each one of you receives a similar person, like coming and going, like, Hero Epsilon, the king is ready for you. Champion of humanity, the king is ready for you. Muse of the masses, I hear they call you now. The king is ready for you.
Epsilon.
Listen. On a real note, we gonna fuck around, and I might have a fucked up evil ass fucking nickname by the end of this. That's what Epsilon the spoiler or something like that.
He's, you know what you are right now? You're a son of Typhon. Let's go.
As
Not even that
each
anymore.
of
You
you,
done disowned my ass and shit.
They don't know that.
as each of you arrive with the king, there's a small procession to a stage that precedes the funerals and the honorings of those that fell in the Battle of Keep Kolak, its destruction, its siege, its razing. Rain pours over the affair, only the great effort able to stay lit. As the king addresses these people. Constantly throughout his speech, he talks about how heroes like these, and he gestures to you four, and he gestures to the wounded. He gestures to the wounded. He gestures to Anguin. He goes through these this long speech. How Keep Kolak will rise again, and when it can stand, he vows here and now. He takes a king's oath to return this to its rightful people. This land shall not remain Ambervale's unless it is unless Keep Kolak cannot stand to reclaim itself. And they go through a long process of naming every single person.
Oh.
You're
Damn.
on stage for hours.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The waves of emotion go from just sad and somber to crushing to numb to back to in a level of indifference to a sense of like, how could I let myself go there? I have to say, here for these people right now, like they don't live the lives that we do as heroes. They don't get picked up and thrown through a building and live. But you stay. And we're going to roll a inspire check. This is going to be all of you put together. The number to beat is 30.
Okay. Do I have any inspiration?
Pretty sure I don't. But
We're
I rolled a
pretty close.
I don't even.
So
good.
we're good. We're good.
Hey, Tavish and Epsilon. I'm intimidating and inspiring in equal measure.
Oh my god.
There, you
Oh,
can
yeah,
definitely
it's
tell it's hard fought. But the king, at the end of his adornment, at the end of his speech, goes, we have a tradition in Ambervale. We have a tradition in Ambervale where we don't let our dead go quietly. Everyone here is a hero. To have taken the stand. And so I raise my glass to each one of them. Heroes in their own right. May they blaze like these torches into the darkness, and may they find peace wherever that may be. And you can tell this tradition is not something that the denizens of Keep Kolak are used to. But Tavish, Epsilon first amongst many, raise their glasses in toast. And then Sequoia and Lyra. And you can see in the crowd Ace, Shawnee, Lavender.
Nice.
And then soon, every glass in the courtyard is raised. And they cheers to those that gave everything and can give no longer. A party of sorts erupts. Though somber in its nature, the identity is to shake the sadness with something worth remembering about those that stood. As this kicks off, there's a moment where you politely mingle before the king pulls each and every one of you back into his quarters. And not just the four of you. This time you are joined by Lavender, Ace, Shawnee, and even Colbjorn.
Oh God.
Where is Gumby and Galatrax?
Medicae. I know why you were late to this battle. I had summoned you. I told Anguin to bring you back. But when you came here, you had denizens of the Mudfort with you. You did not come to my summons first. These types of secrets cannot be... well, they cannot exist between us any longer. But I understand my part to play in this. I have not always been forthcoming with you, and cannot expect you to do the same. So I will lay this on the table now, here in front of all of you, that moving forward, we must be in total honesty with each other. We are losing this fight. The reason Aegis and Neophytos and Anguin were not able to be here is because they were attempting to thwart Upsilon and his forces in other locations. And now it seems as if the Mudfort is answering to Upsilon's call. I hear reports of horrors happening within the Mudfort and their outer territories. I have heard of something called freedom. Weaponized intoxicant that is now holding the Mudfort hostage, in a manner of speaking. And yet, sadly, there is nothing we can do for that. Instead, what we must focus on is leveling the playing fields. And I have found something that can do just that. Information to me has been brought to me by Neophytos from the Twilight Vale that a weapon resonating with the same energy as what has been said to resonate off of each and every one of you in this speak and talk of Fulcrum has been found. So I'm going to send you all to retrieve this weapon, to bring this weapon back to Ambervale, so that we might have a chance at turning back this darkness that now rises. As he speaks, this, again, feeling you're not used to having, Tavish, rips through you. And your right hand begins to shake almost uncontrollably. You have to clasp it in your other hand just to stop it from vibrating, as you can feel your hand reaching down towards the blood-red crystal. Just before the sky was lit ablaze. And the sky itself shattered into pieces. To keep my honesty true, I will send each one of you on this task. Lyra, Sequoia, Epsilon, Lyris,
You surprise me, King. I was not expecting you to know that name.
I was but a boy when you ruled. I have to imagine that in some part you have many things left to play in this life. It was your city that burned that day.
Aye. It was. And I the last to burn it.
So, I will send each of you on this task. And you will see this weapon brought back to Ambervale. And while you are on this quest, I am going to rally every soldier, hero, ally possible. And we will begin our march on the Mud Fort. I will speak to Anguin. He will ready his magics to send you forth. We will not do that from here. We will travel back to Ambervale to do that. He will send you to this Twilight Vale. As he says that again, Sequoia, you get this feeling, this longing, this connection, the leaf in your pocket begins to like shake and move. And you realize there has to be a Hedera in those lands. So to each of you, know that I consider you amongst the greatest heroes and the last hopes to turn back these dark days. And on that
He's about to be
note,
like, "Yep, that's it."
It is that time where we adjourn from our narrative world and we take a break. But very exciting episodes are coming up because we are approaching the Sequoia and the Tavish specials. These specials are going to be a little bit different, where we will be doing a little bit of a different style episode where basically, I believe here on the 27th or right about around that time period, we got to confirm a couple of dates, but we are going to be doing a 2-part special where instead of doing a 3-hour session ish with a 5-minute break, we're going to be doing 2-hour specials with a 30-minute break in between the two of them. And so one will be focused heavily on our Sequoia, and one will be heavily focused on Tavish and the storylines in between and intertwined. And so some very, very fun stuff coming up. It's going to be a very exciting time. And until we see you again, whether you watched us live or you watched us after we've wrapped up our session, thank you so much for being a part of it. We love you all. And until we see you again, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Tavish.
Wait, what?
Where am I? Where am I?
You're Epsilon now.
Why am
You're
I
Epsilon now.
Epsilon?
Yeah, that's right. You're Epsilon now.